Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work it out.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad,
Yeah.
baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up.
Okay, we should be good now. Oh, damn, let's get these games knocked out. The heck is this? Malediction? No, no music for you. No music for you. None. You get none. The graphics for this look like old school Dark Souls. Looks like old school Dark Souls. Oh, that's crazy. Huh. That might actually be a good game. Oh, that looks crazy. Oh, it's a fucking card game. Ain't nobody want to play no card. Get the fuck. Well, you're thinking it's a damn game. Stupid ass card game, bruh. Well, this looks interesting. What's this? Navils?
They say when you hear your
You, no. No. You.
What a waste of good metal! Go back to your cell, Morgan. There is no escape.
It just looks angry. This might be good. Called Keyboard? Okay. Well, that looks really good. Dude, it's kind of crazy. Magic the Gathering has been around for so long. Trying to compete with Magic the Gathering as a new card developer, good luck with that. There are people that have dedicated thousands, like more than you could ever imagine on that card game. Why the hell would you even try to compete with that unless you've been around since the 90s? It's so stupid. Super Meat Boy. Ooh. I might end up playing this at some point. I never beat the original game. I never beat it. That's funny. Yo, W game. I'm gonna play that at some point. Let me tell you, I'm gonna play that. Wait, what? Oh, I accidentally clicked on it. So the last game for this morning, unfortunately. Wow. This is all music with no actual. This has no text. This has no talking in it. I mean, at what point does a game mechanic just become an annoyance? Seriously, I don't want to sit there and spend hours trying to make something and then have it all just fall because why not, right? That's just annoying. That's not fun. The idea behind this is great. All will fall. Very interesting indeed. What the fuck is this?
in my life. And that's hard. That's like the least.
The suspects are believed to be 4 white.
Yes! No, that's right.
This is probably the worst photo that has ever been taken of me in my life. And that's hard. That's like the leaderboard, right? It's like the world leaderboards. I can't believe I'm showing this on my stream.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty bad.
I saw this photo of myself, and I said, oh my God. I was so stressed out, right? And you know what I stopped doing? I stopped eating food. I stopped eating food. Look. See that? See that? I stopped right there. That's the way it works. You sucking it in? No, I'm standing up, bro. Like, you stand up. That's the way it is. I was a fat piece of shit, bro. I think...
Man, if only everybody had that mentality, huh? Oh, man, I see myself gaining a little bit of weight. I'm just gonna stop eating. All right, we got the Critical Drinker. Check out the Critical Drinker.
The story seems to have more twists and turns than an Agatha Christie novel. Just when you thought it was
This has to do with the Warner Brothers.
all over, along
And
comes a
Paramount.
last-minute play to completely change the game. It seemed like only yesterday I was reporting on the sale of Warner Brothers to Netflix after an intense bidding war with Paramount in a $100 billion mega deal that seemed to signal a shift in the balance of power in Hollywood's. The beginning of the end for both the studio system and the theatrical release model. As
Was it like the government trying to stop this?
all the major players were slowly being gobbled up and absorbed into the streaming giants. But then Paramount took a look at the situation and decided...
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
and promptly upped their bid to a frankly ludicrous $111 billion, at which point Netflix decided, yeah, fuck that bro, we're out. And just like that, Paramount had pulled victory from the jaws of defeat, seeing off Netflix in an exercise of raw financial power. But what the hell does this even mean for the future of filmmaking, theatrical releases, and the massive slate
So
of...
they just straight up outbid Netflix. That's crazy.
IPs and divisions under the Warner Brothers.
So that means that Paramount is going to be taking all those studios? That's crazy.
Umbrella. Because let's not mince words here.
Yeah,
Paramount
like it's a
now control
shitload.
A pretty massive slice of the media landscape. Not just entertainment IPs, movies and TV shows, but news networks as well. What are they going to do with all this power and influence?
Right?
Well, to answer that question, you should probably consider the man at the top of this particular pyramid, David Ellison, the billionaire owner of Paramount Skydance.
When was the last time Paramount made anything that was woke? I don't think they have they? I don't remember seeing any TV shows or anything that was woke for Paramount. The Witcher was Netflix. The live action Last of Us was Netflix. The Star Trek TV show was Netflix, I believe, right?
And the son of Larry Ellison, the world's third richest man, with a net worth of almost $250 billion.
Fuck.
Ellison started in the industry by founding Skydance Media back in 2006 with nothing more than a little...
Nope, never mind, we're cooked. The new Star Trek TV show, the Academy one, is indeed Paramount Plus. No, we're cooked.
Can-do
We're cooked.
attitude.
It's
and
over.
Yes, a massive
The world's
infusion
over.
of money from his dad's. What can I say, man? Having the world's third richest man as your father probably has a few perks. Anyway, fast forward a couple of decades, and David was keen to expand his business empire. And one quick and efficient way to do that was to buy out the struggling Paramount Pictures, which was the studio equivalent of a fixer-upper. It had lots of valuable IPs and networks under its control, but years of bad decisions and corporate restructures meant that it no longer had the resources and confidence to exploit them. That's great and all, but you might think that the FCC would have a thing or two to say about such a huge merger of corporations.
Yeah, where the hell is the government at? How have they allowed this?
Especially when it comes to news channels like CBS on the line. Not to worry though, because as it turns out, David is good pals with the man in the White House, and I kinda like to...
Of course he is. Who doesn't like Donald Trump, right? Everyone's
imagine
thinking
the
about him.
conversation played out something like this.
What do you want?
Hey Don, any chance you could lean on the FCC and get them to approve that Skydance merger for me? I sure would appreciate it, buddy.
I don't know about that, Dave. People might have questions.
Well, if you could make this happen, I'll fire everyone at CBS and replace them with people who only say nice things about you.
Deal.
Consider it done.
Cheers, bro.
Oh my
And so
God.
approval was granted and the deal went ahead. Paramount became Paramount Skydance and David set his sights on his next target, Warner Brothers, another studio with a shitload of potential and a ton of IPs that it's mostly too stupid or too incompetent to properly exploit. And funnily enough, another news network in need of...
Oh, shit. They coming for you. They coming for you, CNN.
reconfiguring.
Yo, these phone conversations are great. Oh my God, W Critical Drinker.
Boy there?
Don, it's me again. Listen, you know how you pulled some strings at the FCC for that Paramount merger? Well, I could use your help again. I'm buying Warner Brothers this time.
I don't know if I can do this a second time, Dave.
They have CNN.
We've got a deal.
The upshot of all this is that I wouldn't expect too many regulatory hurdles for this particular deal, and if you happen to be a big fan of CNN...
You'll be seeing a lot of changes around here.
But what does it mean for the entertainment?
Amen to that. I'm tired of these fake-ass medias, dude. Honestly, if you look at it from that angle, this merger really ain't that bad.
Side of things, which is what we're really interested in here. Well, based on Ellison's previous work as a producer for...
Oh, bro, they might revamp Transformers, too. Oh, what? I'd love to see, like, 7 more Transformers films with Michael Bay directing them. Oh, I'd love to see it, bro.
Skydance, it's not difficult to...
From what I understand, this is hearsay. There is a good chance that Michael Bay is already working on another Transformers movie. Because I Googled it a little while ago now, about 2-3 months. And I found an article talking about how Michael Bay had indeed returned to making Transformers. I don't know how far along they are, but I hope they keep putting out more films like the original Transformer movies with Shia LaBeouf. Or even the ones with Mark Wahlberg, dude. Those were so good. I know that they were like a little cringy from times, but man, they were just so good. I don't know why. I could sit down and watch all those films and enjoy the hell out of it every time. I don't know why. I love those films.
Sensibilities lie. He's very much an action guy with a heavy lean-in towards male-driven properties with traditional heroes. And how can I put this? I don't think he's exactly a big fan of the message.
Yo, we have to burn this culture to the ground. We have to make this culture nothing but ash and glass. That's all it deserves.
In fact, considering Paramount Plus is rapidly turning into the Taylor Sheridan network, I think it's fair to say this guy sees Middle America for what it is, a potentially huge market that's been badly neglected in recent years, mostly by people who absolutely hate them. Imagine for a moment if there was a network that catered to their interests. Now, as you can probably surmise, the prospect of a multi-billionaire with conservative leanings merging 2 of the biggest studios in Hollywood together under his personal control went down about as well as expected with the usual crowds. Oh dear, it's a bit scary when you don't have an absolute stranglehold on
Oh my
culture
God.
and have to compete with other creatives that don't share
Yo,
your
that's
particular
too good,
worldview,
man.
isn't it? Pass me the world's smallest violin, will you? I mean, considering Ellison owns Paramount already, his first order of business should have been to nuke Kurtzman.
That's right, the usual suspects.
Every show they've ever sharted out into the world and have the entire secret hideout team forcibly escorted out of the building. Fuck it, you can just buy out their contract.
Dude, this is just garbage. What a joke. Oh my God, what a joke.
If you have to. It's not like you're short on money, but whatever you do, just get those useless retards out of there.
Yes, get that out. Burn this to the ground.
But what about Warner Brothers' other IPs like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and the entire DCU? Well, I'd be lying if I said I was disappointed they weren't going to fall under Netflix's control.
I mean, did the DCU... What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that, bro? I paused at the worst time. What the actual fuck is that? Hold on. What is this? Why is everyone, like, got blackface going on? Like, what the fuck? This just looks cursed.
Jesus, could you even begin to...
Oh, DC. Right, DC. Has DC even made a good movie? Like, I mean, maybe Black Thunder or whatever that one was with the Rock in it, but come to find out, apparently The Rock twisted the script around and made it to where, so like, The Rock has this thing, this is allegedly, from what I've heard, is that he takes over the script and he makes it to where it's narrated in a way that doesn't make him the bad guy or look bad. And apparently that's kind of what happened with that film. I don't dislike The Rock, but I can say that there's definitely some funny shit that goes on around him when it comes to his movie making and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised.
To imagine what a Netflix adaptation of Lord of the Rings would look like. We may just have dodged the biggest bullet in entertainment history. Wouldn't get too comfortable in that Warner Brothers office if I were you, James. That being said, I'm not going to pretend that this is an ideal outcome by any stretch, and I don't particularly love the idea of independent studios merging together into homogenous mega corporations, because let's be honest, it's bad for competition and bad for creativity. But, on the other hand, if ever there was a definitive signal that the age of identity politics and the message has come to an end in Hollywood, I think
I hope it's coming to an end. We can't, the human race can't last through any more of these. Please make it end.
Just might be it. The great experiment that's decimated pop culture for the past decade is well and truly over. Good.
I'm so sorry, guys, that our generation did this. The millennials cooked everything. Between the boomers not relinquishing any of their positions or any of their fucking money to the millennials, and the millennials just being fucking morons, we completely cooked everybody. We did. And not to mention most of the people that are writing these stories, these games and shit, they just come straight out of college. They have no actual like narrative view. They don't have any like actual stories that people want to see. They're just terrible writers. They're just so bad because they have no real world experience whatsoever. It's just bad. It's so bad. All these entitled fucking people that just go straight into college, having mommy and daddy pay for everything, with not having to work, not having to go into the military, nothing. Just having mommy and daddy pave their way, coming out, making all these games and these movies and these TV shows, completely cooking an entire generation of kids, dude. It's fucked.
Fucking
it sucks,
riddance.
bro.
The only question now is when can the age of rebuilding begin? Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
It sucks, man. Oh yeah, there was a conspiracy theory. Okay, so
Goodness gracious.
so apparently they're saying that. Okay, we got to watch this now. They're saying that Jim Carrey had a doppelganger at some award ceremony like 3 days ago or so, like sometime last week.
Jim Carrey body double.
It was going crazy viral, like stupid viral.
Replacement thing is really gone kind of bonkers, huh? So Jim Carrey recently accepted an award, a very big, prestigious award in France, and while giving an interview, people were quick to notice that his appearance looked very different, specifically his face just...
I don't think it's I don't think it's a double version of Jim Carrey. People are like, oh, they replaced him. It's like, nah, dude, he probably just had some like facial surgery, or maybe he changed his diet. You do realize, like, the last time that we even saw Jim Carrey was during the Sonic 3 launch and stuff. So like, it's been a while. It's been like what, a year at least. It's not that crazy
compared to how it had always looked.
It looked kind of like he had some kind of accident on this side of his face. I hope he's okay.
And instead of
he looks more happy. Not just that he's smiling, but you can see it in his eyes. Like, usually when you see Jim Carrey smile, You don't really see it in his eyes.
The obvious.
What the fuck is going on with his ear?
Explanation of bad Botox and cosmetic work and plastic surgery like everyone in Hollywood seems to do, and there are some botched surgeries that celebrities get that make them look like fucking facial animations from 007 GoldenEye on the N64. Instead of using like the logical explanation, people ran with something a little more extreme, that he had been replaced. They had fucking killed him. The deep state took him out back behind the barn.
I agree. I think it's just an old dude. It's Jim Carrey. I mean, you really think if Jim Carrey did something like that, he'd be the first person to come forward and be like, yeah, I did it. I did it. Get over it. Like, come on.
Because he was
you really think he would hide that?
Establishment and stuff, and how like evil and rotten Hollywood is, and he's talked about it quite a bit. So they thought, you know, maybe they came in there and fucking Dr. Robotnik took care of him and now impersonates him here. So they went with this like body double theory, and then a makeup artist named Alexis Stone poured gasoline on that fire, making a bold claim that this was actually a stunt from Alexis Stone. That wasn't Jim Carrey, it was Alexis Stone in a mask. It was a big, you know, pulling the wool over everyone's eyes moment, and then even posted a picture of the mask.
I think the percentage that this is not Jim Carrey is like, I would say like 0.1%. There's no way that wasn't Jim Carrey. Come on.
That was supposed to
I mean,
be
how
the
old is Jim Carrey? He's getting
proof
up
in
there
the
in
pudding.
age, isn't he?
Except this
How old
mask
is Jim
isn't real. It's an AI-generated image. It's fucking clearly
He's 64, man. Give him a break. He's got the money and resources to get a little plastic surgery done, so his face doesn't look as aged as it honestly should be. Come on.
But it didn't matter. That was enough for people to start taking the victory lap. We knew it. It wasn't Jim Carrey all along. Now we can only pray that he's safe.
When have you ever seen a mask
but it didn't matter.
that's decent quality look like that while it doesn't have an actual, like, a holder inside of it, like something to keep it this way? If this is actually how this, like, if you get a good quality mask, it's going to be very, like, fleshy feeling, so it's going to be very thin. If you get something that's so thick that it's standing up on its own like a pair of, like, hardened pants that haven't been washed in a year, like, you're not going to fool anybody. It's going to be so goddamn thick that it's not even going to move whenever you smile and stuff. Hey, come on, guys. How fucking stupid can you possibly be? This is fucking cursed, by the way. The bottom half of this was behind my camera, and upon further examining and looking at it, not behind my camera, who the fuck posted this? This is cursed.
Image. It's fucking clearly AI. But it didn't matter. That was enough for people to start taking the victory lap. We knew it. It wasn't Jim Carrey all along. Now we can only pray that he's safe. And
I unfortunately am starting to believe that, as much as I don't want to. But I think that he's just talking about the trend. You have to understand that a lot of these content creators, they talk about the trend, and they hope that it doesn't come back to haunt them. And that's the issue with a lot of them. They don't actually talk about what they think. You know, they see the videos and then they don't talk about what they actually think. They just kind of repeat whatever is being baby birded into their mouth. And that's the problem. That's the problem that I have with a lot of content creators. So
we can only, with our fingers crossed and a banana squeezed deep between our butt cheeks, hope that Jim Carrey hasn't had his throat slit. It's like, I mean, I guess, I don't know why you would be so willing to just accept what I believe is pretty obviously an AI-generated picture of the mask. And also, if this really was an Alexis Stone stunt, it would be easily provable by having footage behind the scenes or pictures behind the scenes, but instead the only proof was 2 photos of Jim Carrey at the event and then this AI mask. And people were like, I knew it. Can't argue with the facts right there. Watertight. And then it also came out today. It's been confirmed by both Jim Carrey's rep and the organizer here, like the head of it, confirming that that was actually Jim Carrey. He was even there with like his daughter, his family, like it really was Jim Carrey. So the truth of the matter was,
bro, this is blowing up kind of like whenever they were trying to make Elon Musk apologize for like the Nazi salute. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid, man. These people need to go on and do something with their life.
Got bad plastic surgery done. He's had some bad Botox injected there, like countless other Hollywood celebrities. It's not uncommon or unusual. This shit happens all the time. I can't wrap my head around why this one was so big. I guess because it is so like uncanny.
It's because it's Jim Carrey. That's why it's so damn big. The bro freaking gets put into a movie and he pretty much owns the film at that point. If you have Jim Carrey in your movie, you can almost be guaranteed that it's going to be a big box office banger. The unfortunate thing is, and I don't want to say this, because I actually really love Jim Carrey, is that this could be the start of his downfall. Simply because of something like this, getting all these views, getting all these eyes directed towards him, they're going to dig up something, either in his next film if he does one, if he's not retired, or some kind of bullshit that's going to turn Jim Carrey into a bad guy. Somehow, some way, they're going to do it. How I know? They've done this so many times before. It always starts with something stupid and simple, and then it leads to another thing, and then it leads to another thing, and then before you know it, you've got somebody somewhere saying, just like The Rock, oh, well, you know, I heard that he changes the scripts to do this and that, and it's like, that's where we end up, okay?
Jim Carrey has been like outspoken about like Hollywood norms and stuff. I guess it is odd that he of all people would have work done like that, especially like very noticeable.
I do find that very odd. I will completely agree with Charlie on that. I do think that it is very, very weird that Jim Carrey got his face worked on because he has been against so many Hollywood norms. He has openly stated what most other actors would be terrified to say.
Work that is peculiar, but it is something that happens in Hollywood all the time. And it sucks, I mean, but it is what it is. And the links people ran with it in like the most wacky ways were mind-boggling. I saw a viral post about a picture of Jim Carrey from 2006 versus Jim Carrey in 2026.
Yeah, big surprise if you post a picture of somebody that's almost 20 years older, not 20, it's over 15. It's over 15. A big surprise, they're gonna look different. The fuck?
Saying, what happened? This can't be the same guy. I was like, brother, what the fuck? Did you just blow in from Stupid Town? It's been 20 years. He's kind of old now. He's getting older. And now he's like getting plastic surgery done. So yeah, he looks different. But even if he didn't have any work done, he's not going to look the same as he did 20 years ago. Yeah, nobody does.
It's like, not possible.
What the fuck is happening here? Now, all cards on the table, I do think there probably have been a few instances where a very powerful person or celebrity has been swapped out for like a body double, a stunt double, like once or twice here and there, but probably not like a permanent switcheroo, but you know, like maybe once or twice, you know, when Howard Lutnick has been in the Oval Office giggling anytime Epstein's name has been brought up, maybe it's actually Epstein in a Howard Lutnick skin suit. Like
oh, dude, come on, guys. Jesus Christ. Go find something else to do. Go put a Lego set together or something. Shit. You can afford to fucking sit on your phone all day and type out dumb shit online. Go find a Lego set and put it together. Fuck.
This guy's and why he can't stop laughing every time that gets brought up. You know, maybe that's possible. But for something like this Jim Carrey situation, I think it's just so obviously Botox.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's some form of plastic surgery or some botched Botox work that he had done. It happens, okay? Like, you can't expect it to not happen. I do genuinely think that it is very, very weird. I will say that. It seems a little hypocritical. I'm not gonna lie.
Alexis Stone was just trying to suckle clout from this whole thing, from the virality of all of it. What do you think about the fake Jim Carrey? We talked about it a little bit. I don't think it's actually a fake Jim Carrey, but he had that classic Hollywood work done to him, and boy howdy did it not go well.
You know, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the people that work in Hollywood with all that Botox and all that plastic surgery, if they don't do that shit on purpose, to keep older actors from getting positions that younger actors would automatically fill. To an extent, because I mean, if you hear Jim Carrey's in a film, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a box office banger.
I truly
But
don't think.
what better way to start the downfall of somebody's reputation than to do something like this?
I think that's like a body double or a replacement. I think it looks too close. The big difference is the eyes, but I think that's just bad Botox. Here, I'll pull it up.
Receiving their awards.
Yeah, people were saying that his eyes are supposed to be like baby blue, but it's like if he's wearing contacts, then you'll never really know what his eye color is.
And I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes, and I was like a novice.
And people were also saying how he's talking is too stiff, but it's like, dude, you do realize that if you pump your face full of Botox, your shit's gonna be stiff? That's kind of the point. It's to like even the lines. Bro's got no fucking lines on his forehead. He's got no lines on his forehead.
But I felt a lot of love, and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried. Then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
This isn't the whole interview, but it's from this clip here. It looks like porcelain skin, looks very uncanny.
It does look weird, but that could just be makeup. It looks weird. I'm not gonna lie, his face looks off. It does look like it's kind of latexy, but it could just be makeup and Botox. I mean, let's be honest here.
So people are speculating that this is a body double or Jim Carrey's been replaced. He kind of looks like the villain from Long Legs.
Secretly, he got into like a horrible car accident, and like both sides of his face got like scraped off of onto the pavement, and they had to like rebuild his face with latex, and then they mask it over with the makeup.
Yeah. The big thing people point to are the eyes. Let me show you.
Yeah, that's what everyone was pointing out as his eyes. But like, you do realize that you have Botox injections specifically for your forehead, and I hate to break it to you, if you have your skin being stretched super flat on your forehead, it's gonna make your shit fucked up. I mean,
like every other time, it's very different. But I mean,
they even say, you do realize that when these people like record and then they use these cameras to take these pictures, they usually they have new software now that's AI that goes over and it gets rid of the blemishes, if that makes any sense. It gets rid of the nasty stuff. It's very possible that this was in France. In France, a lot of the media there use this software that is AI, some form of AI that goes and automatically like gets rid of the blemishes and messed up stuff and then coats it over. Or who knows? Like, you could do the same effect in Vegas, in Sony Vegas Pro. Like, you can smooth out and make, like, maybe it's just a bad edit. Who knows? I think that people jump the gun on this. Like, there's so much more that can go into this than just that.
Bad Botox, because that is a very real thing that can happen. So here's like older Jim Carrey eyes, and here's Jim Carrey during that interview. But that's just like a very...
Well, that makes it even worse, because the eyes in the interview were brown. Why did they change the eye color of the old Jim Carrey, and then they changed the newer one to blue? That makes no sense. That's
a very real thing Botox does. People also said the eye color changed. Not really. I think he just has a lot more light in his eyes, so his eyes look lighter.
He could be going blind. I mean, whenever what is that called, where your eyes start to turn white and you end up having to get surgery done on them? Cataracts? Is that what it's called? It's where your eyes start to like go blind.
Eye color or anything. Imagine your plastic surgery is so bad people think you got replaced. I know, man. Have you ever seen?
Yeah, think about like if this like it, how bad Jim Carrey must feel that all this that went the way it did, just because of like some bad surgery or bad Botox. I'd feel like shit, bro.
Good facelift, they always look like plastic figurines. That's because you only can notice the bad ones. So many celebrities have had plastic surgery and you just don't know it.
Yeah, he could have had contacts, like, but he didn't though, because if you look right here, his eyes are brown. Well, like what? They're a little bit lighter than normal, but they're still brown. What the hell are they bitching about?
People point to,
and then they're like, oh, but the new ones are blue, and it's like, dude, that's not blue, that's brown. That's obviously brown.
1,000 miles an hour up.
Why did you dye his eyes differently?
I suppose that is always easy marketing stunt. Let me see, and then it's just 2 photos at the Paris premiere with no like behind the scenes or anything of the mask.
Yeah, look at the difference. That's obviously some kind of AI filter, man. People are fucking stupid. Jesus Christ, they're fucking stupid. That's definitely some kind of filter that they have over his face. That's obviously some kind of filter that fucked his face up. Yeah, you could really see the age here. Like, come on, guys. And you know what's funny? You know what would be hilarious? What if his eyes were actually, oh my God, hazel? What if his eyes were hazel and he only wore specific colors in movies so that way his eyes would always appear brown? The people over here acting like they know Jim Carrey. Like, come on, bro. Jesus Christ.
And then it's just 2 photos at the Paris premiere with no like behind the scenes or anything of the mask. If it's a mask, it should be
bro
super
can't
easy.
even accept an award at a prestigious event without some bullshit like washing over everybody. It's just so sad.
Show that, right? Yeah, there's nothing.
W Jim Carrey. I hope nothing but the best for the rest of his life, honestly. I hope that he's able to ignore these fucking morons that are just stupid, because they're stupid. All right, you know what time it is, boys. It's that time. Yeah, he had talked about that earlier, the Alex Stone thing. It's just so stupid. Anything they can do to clout ride, right? It's so dumb. So Marco Rubio gave a press conference about the incident that happened, about, the Iran bombings and stuff.
They're attacking airports.
So everyone is either trying to say, oh, well, you're just doing Israel's bidding, or they're doing the whole, like, but the innocent lives and bullshit, and it's like, where were y'all at whenever 30,000 people were genocided over in Iran for protesting peacefully? Where were y'all at? I didn't see y'all saying anything. But now that, a revolution is happening in their country, y'all want to complain about it? What the hell?
Right now, they're attacking airports. They're attacking hotels.
Yeah, then another thing is like they're trying to say that America bombed that school in Iran, and it's like, you do realize there's no tactical advantage to bombing a school. There's none. And here's another thing. That school was butted right up against a military base. What reason would you have for a school to be butted up against a military base if not to cry and bitch and moan about it when it gets bombed? Why would you have a military base next to a school?
They're hitting not just military bases, they're attacking our embassies directly. They're attacking facilities that have nothing to do with war or with military. And that's a weekend Iran. That's in Iran despite years of sanction.
Exactly.
Imagine a year from now or a year and a half from now, the capabilities they would have to inflict damage on us.
Exactly.
It's an unacceptable risk.
Yes.
Especially in the hands of a regime that's run
Terrorist
by radical
regime.
clerics.
Yes.
The Ayatollah was a radical cleric. That entire
That's right, boys. Was. I love that statement.
regime
Yes, sir.
is led by radical clerics who don't
right.
make geopolitical decisions. They make decisions on the basis of theology, their view of theology,
Exactly.
which is an apocalyptic one. That has to be taken very seriously as well.
Damn, he
So
calling
that
it
was
out.
the purpose for what this operation is all about. That's what it's
You see,
focused.
this is what our government should be doing. As an American citizen, I want to vote for somebody that's going to make the hard decisions so I don't have to. I want to rely on the government to make hard decisions so that way I don't have to think about it. I just know that the job is going to get done. That's what we need to look for when we vote for these candidates. We need to vote for people that may not be savory subjects, but you know what? If they're going to get the job done and they're going to make it, they're going to say what needs to be said and not say what people want to hear. Those are the people you want in office. They have to make the hard decisions. I'm sorry, but if you get in office and you haven't lost hair or you haven't grayed over a little bit, you're either crazy and you know what you're doing, or you're not trying hard enough. That's my view on it. If you're in office for 4 to 8 years and you don't have any gray hairs, or you're not waking up every morning and having to dye your hair gray, or you haven't lost any hair, you're not trying hard enough. You need to be doing more for your country.
As the President said earlier today, it is on or ahead of schedule. I will defer to the Department of War to discuss the progress being made at a tactical level.
You realize that Trump's only been in office for going on his second year now? This is only the start of his second year.
Right decision and an important decision for the safety and security of the world. No.
No. Congress doesn't have to do shit.
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a...
Those beautiful words that I bitched and complained and moaned and cried and shit and pissed all last year. Why can't we be more proactive and less reactive? It's a beautiful thing to hear an administration pull their head out of their ass long enough to get the goddamn job done.
First, after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a...
My God. And you can't even say, well, they didn't do anything. So if somebody's walking up to you with a gun in their hand, are you going to wait for them to shoot you, or are you going to shoot them first? Well, they didn't shoot you. Yeah, but their intentions were going to. They were going to.
Smart
way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage. Have we
Iran
not done
did
so,
attack everyone?
there would have been hearings
they're
on Capitol
terrorists.
Hill about how we knew...
Yeah, and you know what's really funny is they're complaining about the one school that got hit. And it's very unfortunate that happened. It's very sad to hear that a school got hit with a missile, and a lot of kids most likely died, right? It's sad. It is. No one wants that. But I want to let you know that every single tactical strike that America, Israel, France, and any other country that got pulled into this did was all military strikes. It was all on Iran military bases. And the Iran, the hypocrites that they are literally bombing anything within sight. They even dragged France into this by bombing something in France. Do you think France had nothing to do with this? They got bombed and now they're sending over an aircraft carrier. And you want to sit there and complain about one fucking school? Like, you're bombing buildings. You're trying to blow up one of the biggest buildings in the world. You're using drone strikes on everything you see. Like, what are you even complaining about? Maybe if you'd stop bombing everything, the bombs would stop falling on you.
that this was going to happen, and we didn't act preemptively.
Yeah, and they
to
let
prevent
it
more
happen.
casualties and more loss.
Think about how many times Iran has sent missiles over to the Iron Dome in Israel. Think about how many missiles the Iron Dome has shot out of the sky that would have landed on somebody's house. Like, come on.
He's completely right. Totally right.
The U.S. was forced to strike because of an impending Israeli action?
No, let me two things I would say. Number one is, no matter what, ultimately this operation needed to happen. That's the question of why now. But this operation needed to happen because Iran in about a year or a year and a half would cross the line of immunity, meaning they would have so many short-range missiles, so many drones, that no one could do anything about it because they could hold the whole world hostage. Look at the damage they're doing now.
Yep.
And this is a weakened Iran.
Yeah, well, think about it. Think about how many times they've missile striked Iran. I'm so sorry. Israel. Think about how many times they've missile striked other countries. You'll have to forgive me. I've been seeing a lot of footage with the Iron Dome. So, like, that's the only one that I really know. But, I mean, they were doing that even prior before this. Like, last year, Trump had to stop something between them and Iran because they just kept trying to bomb Israel. I don't understand how you could possibly think that these people were going to do any good in the world with a nuclear weapon. Oh, you know what? The first thing they probably would have done is bomb the closest country they could. And there's no reason for these people to have any form of nukes. Hell, they don't even try to take out military targets. They try to hurt citizens. No.
Imagine a year from now. So that had to happen. Obviously, we were aware of Israeli intentions and understood what that would mean for us, and we had to be prepared to act as a result of it.
Yes.
But this had to happen no matter what.
I had made a video yesterday off of all the coverage that we got over the weekend. Like, this was bound to happen to Iran eventually. If America wasn't there, the bombing from Israel would have just started again. That's all that would have happened. Israel would have just continued to bomb them if America hadn't stepped in. It's a damn good thing that we got a president in office that's willing to do this. Just imagine if we had waited one more year with them already being at 60%. Son of a bitch. Bro, I'm having like a big brain flub. The uranium, not activity, processing? Like,
Mr. Secretary, President Trump said overnight that his top choices to now run Iran were killed in strikes. Does the United States have a firm plan for how...
Yeah, this has been going on for like 50 years.
I don't think that's what he said.
...handle this power vacuum in Iran to ensure that an Iron Dome hardliner does not take power?
So two things, and two things can be true. Number one is our mission and our focus is the destruction of their ballistic missile capabilities and their ability to manufacture them, as well as the threat posed by their Navy to global shipping. That's their objective. That said,
well, think about how much money it was costing to ship like stuff around, like in the boats and stuff around them. And all they would do is like hit the boats with the missiles and stuff. Think about how much money is going towards that is affecting the cost of it hitting the stores because of the shipping. And like, think about how much money that is. That could also be a reason for our skyrocketing prices as well. You're having to find another way around a shipping channel simply because you're scared that it's either going to get taken over or bombed because of the regime in Iran. Like, come on.
We would not mind, we would not be heartbroken, and we hope that the Iranian people can overthrow this government and establish a new future for that country.
They probably
We'd love
will.
for that to be possible. But the objective of this mission is the destruction of their ballistic missile.
Enriched uranium. They had 60% enriched uranium. Just imagine if we had waited another year.
Capabilities and of their naval capabilities.
So are you saying, based on that, are you saying that there is no responsibility, no plan for the U.S. to at least play a role in whatever government comes next?
We might. We'll see how circumstances play out. But
yeah, how could they possibly know that?
Of this operation are. The objectives of this operation.
Yeah, it was going like around the entirety of Africa. I just think about how much money that costs. That's gonna damn near double. You don't understand, like, the amount of money was being hemorrhaged towards this nonsense. Not to mention, didn't like one of the administrations send them just a shitload of money for whatever reason? Just sent them a shitload of, like, you understand that they bullied the shipping canals, they bullied America around, and the countries around them. That's not even talk about how many missiles they sent over in the airspace of Israel in the attempt to bomb just normal citizens. And then they're making the ships find different routes, which is causing the price of food and stuff and general goods to go up in the stores in America. And then on top of that, you've got these people sending money to terrorist organizations all over the world from their own people that want to overthrow their government. Like, there's no good from this administration that is there in Iran. This is long overdue, and I'm happy to see a president that's willing to do what it takes to get this done. Seriously. If these people had acquired nukes or ICBMs, it would have been complete chaos for the rest of the world.
Are to destroy their ballistic missile capability and make sure they can't rebuild it, and make sure that they can't hide behind that to have a nuclear program. That's the objective of the mission. That said, abundantly clear, we would love for there to be an Iran that's not governed by radical Shia clerics, as I've said
that would be
myself repeatedly for years. The leadership of that country does not reflect the people of Iran, and I think that's been pretty apparent in the protests that you've seen.
Yeah.
If there's something we can do to help them down the road, we'd obviously be open to it, but that's not the objective. The objective of this mission is the destruction of their ballistic missile capability.
Regime change has not gone well for the United States.
The what now?
Regime change has not gone well
here we go.
for the United States for many, many decades. How do you assure the American public that things will not get worse for the next regime?
Neither as dealing with the Ayatollah.
Well, we would love to see this regime be replaced. And ultimately, as the president has said, he calls... No, but let me finish my answer. As the president has said, he would love for the people of Iran to use this as an
They're so quick to just try and discredit everything they're doing. Goddamn.
opportunity to rise up and remove these leaders. They've been wanting to remove them from a long time. We've seen successive...
Yeah, the Iranian people have been wanting this guy gone for years now. People are fleeing that country just like they were doing with Venezuela. Instead of, here's what we should be doing. Instead of accepting all these refugees from all these foreign countries that won't assimilate into our culture, we should just be taking out their warlords. Seriously. You take out the regime, and then they won't have a reason to run from their own country. Why are they running from their own country? Well, they don't want to get shot and killed trying to protest. That's why. That's why they're running.
That's why
you want to talk about human rights. Well, instead of allowing these people to mass migrate into America, we should be trying to tactically take out their regime leaders, these supreme leaders, these people that are killing their protesters. Like, if you don't have a missile silo, an ICBM silo, or a nuke, and you're sitting there genociding your own people, you need to go, brother. It's time for you to go.
We've seen them slaughter people, okay? But the objective of this mission is to make sure they don't have these weapons that can...
Like, how are we spending all this money on the military, and we got these people terrorizing their own people coming into America, ruining America? Like, come on.
...threaten us and our allies in the region. That's why we're doing what we're doing now.
And I say that because it's got a double... I'm so sorry, I keep pausing it. It's got a double advantage. You see, instead of allowing these people to migrate to America, you shut down the borders, send them back, change their regime forcibly if need be, and have it to where they won't get shot if they protest their new regime. And this solves a massive problem with immigration, people coming here, taking from the pot, like taking out taxpayer money and not getting a job and putting back in. It solves having these radicalists that infiltrate America, like what happened with the Austin, Texas shooting because of that Iranian. It prevents that. Like, there's so much more good that can come from not accepting these people and forcing regime changes in their countries than it would be to just accept them and allow our benefits, like, oh my God, dude, welfare and stuff to just dissipate over the few years. There's so much more good that can be done through that, and we'd save so much more money. Not to mention, if we force a regime change in these foreign countries, we can accept resources from them And there you go. Like, there's so much more good that can come from that as opposed to just mass accepting people in a different country. Like, come on.
And while we would love to see a new regime, the bottom line is...
Why are you band-aiding this problem and ruining more people?
That country, a year from now, they're not going to have these ballistic missiles and they're not going to have these drones to threaten us. That's the objective of this mission, is to deny them the ability to use ballistic missiles to threaten their neighbors, to threaten our bases, to threaten our presence in the region, and ultimately as a shield behind which they can do whatever they want with their nuclear weapons ambition. We were not going to let them hide behind that. And that's why this was such a critical mission to undertake now while they were at their weakest point.
This
and
is
not
great.
A year from now where they could inflict even more damage and perhaps already be behind.
Thank fucking God. Jesus. Rubio's great. I know.
You and then you.
This is amazing.
Your critics in Congress have said that they should have a role, they should be able to weigh in here.
Why, so they can waste time? Fuck them.
Okay. Congress later this week.
This is okay.
Well, we did. We notified Congress. I mean, we notified the Gang of Eight. We notified...
What? Where does this keep coming from? You do realize that in order for a military, a classified military strike to work properly, the less people that know about it, the better off you'll be. This bullshit that you have to tell everybody in Congress, every single congressman, all the congressmen, just to have a military strike is bogus. There were many presidents prior to Donald Trump that didn't say a damn thing to the Congress members. Not a damn word, and still followed up with their strikes. This is ridiculous, and this is falsely made up. This is garbage.
Leadership. There's no law that requires us to do that. The law says we have to notify them 48 hours after beginning hostilities.
We did.
Done that. I think the notification went today. But we did notify members of Congress in advance. But we can't notify 535 members of Congress. And,
of course.
Well, the Congress can vote on whatever they want, but there's no law that requires us to do that. And I want to say something because I see people on...
Thank you, Marco Rubio. What's sad is that this man is an immigrant, and he knows these laws better than most Americans.
TV, look, that's fine. If they want to take a war powers vote, they can do that. They've done that. They've done that a bunch of times. But there's no...
It doesn't matter.
Saying that there's no law that requires the president to have done anything with regards to this. To begin with, no presidential administration has ever accepted
First
the War
Hispanic
Powers Act
president?
as constitutional.
Probably will be.
Not Republican presidents, not Democratic presidents. That said, we have followed the notification at 48 hours. And we're here today. I've done more Gang of Eight briefings than I got in the 4 years that Biden was president and I was a member of the Gang of Eight. All of that said, we've complied with the law 100%. And we're going to continue to comply with it. We've done the notification, you know, and we officially to Congress, but we did notify members of Congress. We just can't notify 535 people. That's not possible.
He's so good.
Twice. I briefed them last week, and then I called
so
them the
happy
night before the operation.
Can you tell us what you know, Mr. Secretary, of the administration knows about the strike on a building in southern Iran that the Iranians are saying was a school?
The school.
Yeah, I've seen those reports. I don't have...
I just love that. Oh, but the school that got bombed or missile struck in Iran, but what about all the people that you're trying to missile strike all over the frickin' world? You guys got missiles coming out very indiscriminately at just about anything that fucking moves. Why are y'all crying about that?
I would refer you, not because I'm not trying to answer your question, but I don't want to get it wrong. The Department
Because we still don't know what the hell hit the school. I've heard that it was their own missile that misfired and struck the school. I've heard that it was American. I mean, with how many missile strikes are being done to Iran, it could have been from any country.
Would be investigating that if that was our strike, and I would refer your question to them, and I'll make sure they're aware that you have that question. But we'd like to know.
An American missile.
Well, clearly, the United States would not deliberately target a school. Our objectives are
what?
missiles.
I thought we were trying to blow up the kids.
The ability to launch them, and the
Wait, we're not?
drones. That's what would be our focus, and that's what we would be focused on. We would have no interest and, frankly, no incentive to target civilian infrastructure. The Iranians are...
Yeah, well, like, what the fuck do we gain by wasting a $250 million missile on a fucking school? We don't gain shit from that. We don't take out any actual targets. All we end up doing is just blowing up a school. Like, the idea that with how many tactical strikes America has done on Iran, how many of those were so pinpoint accurate that it just destroyed whatever, it like deleted anything that had hit out of existence, and it was always, even now you see a bunch of unclassified video footage on like Fox and a bunch of other news channels of them blowing shit up and how accurate they are with these things. There is no reason that something like blowing up a school would come from us unless it was a major fucking accident or it was something that happened. Who knows? But at the same time, maybe they should have thought about the kids whenever they were sitting down having, nuclear talks with America and decided that they weren't going to wheel and deal with us. They should have cared about it then. It's war. Someone's going, like, it's casualties of war. It's going to happen. It sucks. No one wants it. Nobody wants to take out a school full of kids. It sucks. Sometimes it happens.
Targeting civilian infrastructure.
They are.
You guys have seen it. I'm sure
terrorism.
You've seen it. They're hitting hotels.
They're terrorists.
They're hitting embassies. They're hitting airports. They're hitting oil infrastructure.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be very tragic, but I can't speak to the details behind it because I'm not.
I'm so glad he's not playing into this.
It would be a tragic outcome if it's happened. I
Thank
don't have
God.
the details as to what led to it, but what is
They'll play
clear
into
that the
this
United States would
bullshit.
not deliberately target a school. They are
Yeah, exactly.
deliberately targeting
Emotional
civilians,
manipulation.
as you've seen, because you know why? They are a terroristic
Karen,
regime.
Thank you for saying it.
Ideology.
They sponsor terrorism and they participate in terrorism.
Yep, that's exactly it.
What's your message to Americans who are concerned about rising energy prices given the spiking of oil prices today?
Yes, and we knew that going in would be a factor, and so we have a program in place that will begin to be implemented by Secretary Wright, Secretary Bessent. We talked about it last night, again, about this program.
Rubio's
we talked
cracked?
this morning.
Yeah, I know.
And starting tomorrow, you will see us rolling out those phases to try to mitigate against that. Obviously, markets are going to be reacting to news about what's happening. And again, a reminder,
Rubio and
think
Hegseth
about it,
makes
okay?
me sound like they thought this out.
Regime,
Yeah.
led by radical clerics, has the ability, potentially, to shut off 20% of global energy.
That's a bad
That's the kind
thing.
of leverage they have because of their Navy. We're going to destroy their Navy. But there is a plan in place. We anticipated this could be an issue, and Secretary Wright and Bessent will begin to roll out those steps starting tomorrow to mitigate against the impact that could have. I got to do this briefing, so I got a couple more.
Do you anticipate putting boots on the ground, and how long do you anticipate the conflict to last?
You said a month.
We don't. Let me say two things about it. Number one, the president always has the options to undertake whatever operations he decides to do as the commander-in-chief.
Yeah.
That said, we believe the objective that we have set for this mission, which is the destruction of their ballistic missile capabilities, both launch capability and manufacturing, can be achieved without ground forces. Right now, we're not postured for ground forces, but obviously the president has those options. He's never going to rule out anything. But right now, our focus is on the destruction of their ballistic missile launchers, their ballistic missile stockpiles, and their ballistic missile manufacturing capability, as well as their one-way attract drones and their Navy, because of the threat it poses to global shipping.
And that's what's kind of, you've got a point there. Prior to 2016, I never understood why so many people hated Donald Trump. I don't get it. Like, I could see one reason why so many people would hate him, and maybe is because, like, he's implemented in the Epstein files, but there's nothing in there that condemns him that they've released yet. There's still a lot of redactions in it, and he's mentioned in there quite a bit, but there's nothing that's, like, for sure condemning on him. And it's kind of crazy that this man, ever since he took office last January, he has ended or started/ended 8 wars. That's crazy. He even solved the Palestine and Israel stuff. And they complained about it for damn near 4 years under Biden. They never once complained about the Epstein files. Nobody talked about a lot of stuff with the Biden administration. Whenever the Iran genocide happened last year, nobody complained about that. But man, if it comes to Donald Trump looking good, holy shit. Jesus, man, it is crazy how quick these people are. Like, they smell the blood in the water and they just attack like ferocious sharks that haven't eaten in years. I don't get it. I genuinely, I like, what's crazy is I've never voted because I'm tired of seeing pick the lesser of two evils. I don't want to pick the lesser of two evils. I want to pick somebody that's going to help the American people, or for that matter, anybody that needs help who is being genocided by their own administration at this point. Like, why do we have to sit here and go back and forth between each other? Like, where did this come from? How is Trump so bad? I don't get it. Where did this come from? And it's prior to 2016, because the entire time he was in office, they were talking shit about him. I don't get it.
Exactly, by the way. He's good,
right
I know.
There, right there in the middle, yes, sir.
Is there a diplomatic exchange going on right now between the U.S. and Iran?
Oh, that's a good question.
No, not at this time. I mean, look, we always have people that reach out from inside of governments. You don't know if they're authorized to reach out or not.
Yeah.
They're suffering a tremendous amount of damage. Honestly,
They're
again,
getting
I'm not going
rinsed.
to give away the details of our tactical efforts, but the hardest hits are yet to come from the U.S. military. The next phase will be even more punishing on Iran than it is right now. Someone was screaming, how long will it take? I don't know how long it'll take. We have objectives. We will do this as long as it takes to achieve those objectives, and we will achieve those objectives. The world will be a safer place.
It's going to get
when we're
worse.
done with this operation.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. I think he is amazing. We are so lucky to have Marco Rubio. In 2 days, by the way. Yes, exactly. This is great.
Remember, though, boys, this was going to be like the Iraq-Afghanistan war that we quote-unquote lost. Seen a couple of those dumbasses in chat, too.
All right. Here we go.
I've been saying this for weeks, that all they're going to do is bomb the shit out of Iran. That's all you got to do, dude. Like, boots on the... Like, we don't need military soldiers to do boots on the ground anymore. We just need a mass amount of army specifically to make missiles. That's all we need.
This is new.
This is your moment. This is the generational turning point America has waited for since 1979, and since the rudderless wars of hubris, my generation, our generation, endured. Don't listen to the noise. Just stay focused. Our commander-in-chief is steady at the wheel.
Yeah, no shit, dude. He has been, like, on course since day one.
But you are better. But we must prove it every single day. History doesn't care if we're tired, if we're scared, or if the fight feels big. It demands warriors who rise anyway.
Yes, sir.
Peace through strength, the warrior ethos, lethality, unity of purpose. Those are not slogans. They're the beating heart of what it means to wear the uniform, that uniform. You think clearly under fire, you act decisively in chaos, you uphold the Constitution, and you uphold our country without hesitation. We are not defenders anymore. We are warriors.
Bro, this is hard. This goes hard, man. Holy.
To kill the enemy and break their will.
Jesus.
History is watching. Be the force you swore an oath to be. Focused, disciplined, lethal, and unbreakable.
See, this is what we need. This is what this country's been needing for a long time. This seriously has been needing to happen. These people that our administration have right now, they're waking up the American spirit. It's just like what the Japanese said, we've awoken a sleeping giant. It's time that we ourselves wake up that giant. We need to wake ourselves up and gain our own patriotism back. We have no reason to be ashamed for being Americans. None. Why do you think all these other countries want to immigrate to us? It's because we are the best. We are the richest country in the world. We have the biggest military and the best military. We are America. We helped people in World War I and World War II. We are those people. And I'm sick of being told by all these people that couldn't win their own fucking wars that we're the bad guys. That we shouldn't be proud for being America. I'm sick of it.
We will finish this on America First conditions of President Trump's choosing. Nobody else's, as it should be. And know this above all, President Trump and I have your back, always. Through fire, through criticism, through fake news, through everything. We unleash you because you are the best, most powerful, most lethal fighting force the world has ever seen. May Almighty God watch over you, and his providential arms of protection extend over you. Godspeed, warriors, and keep going.
Man.
Holy shit. Bro.
Shit. I mean, like, the thing is that some people might say, oh, that's cringe, it's bad. There's a reason why recruitment's at an all-time high.
Yeah,
Okay?
holy shit. That's crazy. Bro.
There's a reason for that. And this is it. And yeah, finish them all over the place? Yeah, 100%. And that.
Mm-hmm.
Edinburgh man arrested.
Okay, so we got the guy that went on that knife rampage or whatever. Let's see.
Near a primary school. What the fuck is this? A migrant standing there and laughing at you had stabbed 3 people in Edinburgh, 2 men and a woman. He went back and barricaded himself in a taxpayer-funded flat. Jesus, why are people putting up with this shit? Oh, there he is. He's right here.
I believe this happened in Britain.
See, in a just country, this person would just be simply shot. You just take your car and you run them over. Done.
Yeah.
Migrant knife attacker in Calder, Edinburgh, is now taken a hostage. There have been armed police on the scene for hours. Why did they not stop him? People can be heard telling him to jump.
Fucking jump! These two bastards! These are fucking cowards or not? Get something done here! Shake bad bastards, man!
Do a flip. Yeah, exactly. What benefit does mass immigration bring to the UK? Yeah, I mean, again, I'm glad to see, obviously, more people are realizing that, I mean, you just can't coexist with people like this. It's obvious. So, a policeman's been arrested in disturbance with Calder Gardens area, which happened around 8:25 a.m. A disturbance. And this is, again, another, you know, deliberate trying to, like, use very soft, passive language. I mean, again, I hope that Restore Britain is able to get, like, a serious amount of political power, because once one country is able to just, like, systematically deport all of these people, then I think every other country will realize that it's possible. Like, right now, I think that you have a lot of these countries that I don't think that they realize or have any understanding of what's possible. Like, you can...
I think I actually have a counter argument to that. I think that he's wrong. I think they do have an idea of how easy it is, but they can't get their administration to change hands to somebody that will, because the game is rigged against them. It's kind of hard to get like these people out that are harming other people if you're doing, for example, a democracy, and both of the candidates that are trying to run for the leader of that country don't want to do mass immigration or mass deportation. That's the issue, is neither one wants to do it. So you're getting the same thing that we were getting handed, which is pick the lesser of two evils. And it's like, but neither one of these are going to do what we want. So why would I vote for either?
Just
you get what I'm saying? Like, they're running on slightly different ideas, but neither one of the ideas is what the people that are going to vote you in want. So it doesn't matter.
Then find all of these people and get rid of them. And the ones that don't want to leave or whatever, or you can't find a place to put them, just put them in jail. And what Rupert Lowe said is that if it doesn't work out and we don't know where you're supposed to go, we're going to hot drop you in the middle of Africa and you can figure it out yourself.
If that means millions go, then millions go.
Because at the end of the day...
I mean, we could purchase little St. James Island, and we could utilize St. James Island as a place of, like, prison. If you don't know what St. James Island is, that's Epstein Island, which is currently on auction, or not auction, but for sale. Not for a lot either.
these people do put British citizens and, you know, Scottish citizens at risk. Why is it that the government is willfully taking on that risk on behalf of the citizens? Why are they doing that? There's no reason to do that. And so when you allow unforced errors to put people's lives at risk, then ask yourself, what's really the benefit for it?
Exactly. All right.
Attack just occurred.
So there was I think this is the nightclub in Texas.
In Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And even though I can't show
So
basically
this
any of the
is,
footage, I know.
So what happened here is a Iranian, they're thinking that he's some kind of terrorist cell activated whenever they struck Iran. And he went to this dance club in Austin, Texas, and shot it up. I don't know if he's alive or not.
Oh, the facts will be largely ignored by the mainstream media.
At least 3 people have been killed, 14 others hurt in a mass at a bar in Austin, Texas earlier today. Investigators are trying to determine if the was the result of an act of terrorism or an individual with a mental illness.
He apparently migrated to the United States in 2012 and is a U.S. citizen. In addition,
from where? From where? That's the one thing that none of y'all wanted to say. Where did he migrate from?
to that, they are also trying to trace his movements into downtown Austin in the overnight hours.
Investigators say there's evidence to suggest the shooting.
How do you think the 9/11 planes hit the Twin Towers? It's because you had same thing with the Boston bombing. Some of these people, they moved to America and they could be here for years. They even have kids that end up doing it. That end up pushing the plan. And it may not even necessarily be them, it could be their kids. This is the danger of mass immigration. Whenever you import these people and you don't check them and you just let them in, you could be letting in all kinds of bad things. You have to check these people.
Have a, quote, nexus to terrorism.
And noticed all the ways they lightly dismiss or even disregard the fact that this was indeed terror-related. But unless you were on Twitter to see it for yourself, and just relying on the corporate, mainstream, left-wing media, you would think some US citizen did this with a nexus to terror. To honestly is probably purposely confusing phrasing, as after our attacks on Iran, we knew of the probability of acts of terror over air. And when one happens basically 24 hours after, the mainstream media is basically bending over backwards to bury that it's already happening, with the exception of right-wing Fox News.
The Austin mass shooter is a 53-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen who was born in Senegal and was living in Pflugerville, Texas. Material recovered from his person and inside the vehicle give possible indications of a nexus to terrorism, as the FBI announced earlier today. He was wearing clothing that said Allah on it. His sweater said property of Allah. And there's also known to be an undershirt with an Iranian flag and other materials inside.
It couldn't be more clear if the guy wore the flags of the country we attacked. Oh wait, he did. Now was he a single individual acting alone, or was he part of a larger group that will soon do the same? It's hard to say, as most all the news articles basically dance around the issue, with only the New York Post calling out how he got here, as he's originally from Senegal, brought in on a tourist visa during the Clinton years. 1 year in, he got arrested at least once in New York, then was arrested several times, but somehow was still naturalized as a citizen during Obama's administration. Then went on to Austin to...
Oh, I'm 31. Jesus Christ, I'm 31 years old. Why do people keep calling me a fucking kid, man? I mean, I got the baby face, but it ain't that damn bad. You guys just trying to find insults, that's all.
Shoot 16, ending the lives of at least 2. As sadly, this is yet another loss of life that was completely avoidable. Where, at least to me, if someone comes in as a tourist and begins committing crimes, no matter how petty they may be, should immediately be sent back home. As if you can't even be law-abiding.
I might have to grow the beard back, shit.
as our guest, why should he be granted the privilege of citizenship, let alone not be deported upon his first conviction? And even if he slipped through the cracks and was naturalized, or he found some lady to marry which he quickly got divorced from, what was allegedly his online activity should have immediately denaturalized him. As a Twitter account with his full
That's true.
name,
They can't cope any other way. I mean, they've been like taking them fat L's en masse ever since last year. So I mean, they got to find some way to cope, right?
constantly tweeted angry things, where he would post about Donald Trump and his family, replying to American congressmen denigrating Christians.
You know what's crazy? That's not even the scariest thing that I've heard. So I've actually heard this story that it's been hitting a lot of federal judges where they're getting this pizza delivered to their house. They're getting this pizza delivered to their house, and they check the name, and it apparently is the name of a son of one of the federal judge's sons that had been shot and killed. And they're getting these pizzas like all over the country. These federal judges have been getting these pizzas delivered to their houses with the name of the person that ordered it being the person who had gotten this kid that got shot and killed is one of the judge's sons, or like one of the judges or something like that. And that's some scary shit. Like, this rhetoric has to stop. It has to.
That he wanted their address, again putting down Christianity in comparison to his religion, even stating the Islamic Revolution is eternal. Kinda sounds like if anybody was paying attention, he should have been sent away years ago, and now at least 2 poor souls are paying that price, with several others still critical after that attack. Now I hope there won't be more
You're
victims
doing all
of the
right, Daryl. How you doing?
completely preventable left-wing anti-American violence, as we've all seen plenty of idiots tweeting or Reddit posting this same angry messaging, sometimes with their full names, anonymously, or even in person on college campuses.
To America! Intifada, Intifada, coming to America! Intifada, Intifada, coming to America!
I believe about 99% are students. And, you know, Chief Shell's going to talk about some of the literature and the leaflets that we found that both of these sites, one being here at the new school, the other one being at the NYU.
It says, occupy the occupiers, enter the temporary autonomous zone from New York to Gaza from across Turtle Island.
That's crazy. That's so fucking scary. It's not even funny.
America unschooled. Long live the Intifada. So this is the mindset of some of these protests, for sure.
Lessons on how to take over a school at NYU. Tell me
What did I say? What did I say was happening? These motherfuckers trying to colonize us, man. I'm telling you, that's what they're trying to do. Warfare has changed over the last 20, 30 years. This is the new kind of warfare right here. This is what happens. And what's sad is it's staring most people in the face, but they're just too damn brainwashed to see it. They infiltrate into schools to brainwash these kids to rise up against the school systems. Like, what the fuck?
Is that radicalizing our students? What NYU student would do something like this? Somebody's behind this.
And you want to talk about, well, what about all the immigrants that get these school visas and they go to college here? Well, if they doing this, then they need to go back to their own country. You got a leaflet that says "Death to America," colonize the colonizers. That's crazy. What the fuck?
I'm not saying we can deport every single one of them.
We should. We should. We absolutely should. We need to start from one end of the country with the United States military in a straight line and sweep all the way across, checking every single house, home, business, vehicle, everything. One straight line. We need to roll the panzers up the block, baby. Let's go.
The death of America, but we also shouldn't be simply shrugging this off. At least the Trump administration and Marco Rubio are looking into these so-called students on student visas that come here to undermine American
And that's where you get all that negativity about from being a patriot, from being an American. That's where all that negativity comes from.
use on or dime. At least some of those idiots are shockingly being sent back. But I wonder about all those unknown military-age males that came through Biden's porous borders.
How you doing? Where are you from? Senegal. Where are you going? New York. Thank you, sir. You? Senegal. Where are you going? Thank you. Where are you from?
Senegalese. Senegal. From Senegal.
It's interesting that they already have a place they intend on going.
Guinea. Senegal.
Senegal.
Senegal. Senegal. Senegal. Senegal.
Senegal. Where are you going?
Los Angeles.
Oh, smart man.
Joe Biden.
Oh, what do you say to Joe Biden?
Joe Biden is the American president.
You like him?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Joe Biden is good.
You Joe Biden's good?
Yeah.
Or no Trump?
No.
Trump or Biden?
No.
No, neither. Okay.
Now, I'm not saying every single one of those non-English speaking Senegalese sneaking into the country with zero understanding of what they're saying, other than what city they've been instructed to be sent to, that all of them have evil intentions. I'm just saying we should be thoroughly vetting anybody coming in.
We should be very concerned with that. We should. Very concerned. That, like, and I think he's right. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be bad, but we should be concerned.
Into the country to make certain they're not here to end America and end up in Austin, ending several American lives on behalf of Iran. It would be nice to verify that at the border, but Biden already ruined that for over 4 years. The next best thing would be funding the Department of Homeland Security, but again, the Democrats see or safety as a way to take more money.
About the Americans, though, around the
big surprise that Ilhan Omar, the lady that's here as an immigrant from Somalia, who got her, Senate seat from Minneapolis or Minnesota, where a bunch of Somali illegals were committing mass amounts of daycare fraud that have been charged and arrested and sent back, wants to defund the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security. Come to find out that the money that they were defrauding from the American government through those daycare schemes was being sent overseas to a Somalian terrorist organization. What better way to make sure that more terrorists come into the country than to defund the Department of Homeland Security? You see how this is just staring everybody blatantly in the face? It's right there. All you got to do is reach out and grab it. It's just right there.
Right now. There's also, from the FBI and Homeland Security, concern about cyber vulnerabilities and potential threats to infrastructure. They've put out alerts about this. Given the current situation, Republicans are calling on Democrats to consider stopping the position you've taken, which is to halt some funding to Homeland Security. Do you feel you need to reconsider this position?
So the Republicans are saying that because they launched an illegal, disastrous war in Iran, we should give them permission to continue using ICE to murder American citizens, to allow them
Well, I don't understand how everyone's faces are stuck in front of their phone and you see in like 7 feeds of this stuff, it doesn't ever actually like ring a bell. Like,
get the funding to tear gas schools.
The administration would say they have adjusted some of the way they're carrying out policies within DHS.
They have not. They have not.
Dunking on Trump over something he did to Iran that Iranians loved isn't the only he thinks it is, especially when it puts the lives of Americans on the line. And this should be something more citizens are concerned over, but again, as long as the mainstream left-wing media buries a lead with either nexus to terror phrasing or just outright ignoring what this attack was, the left won't care when this happens, if it happens again, when they think nobody is noticing that this is their doing. So if you appreciate my concise, sometimes lighthearted commentary,
W decoy.
Oh, this is him. Oh, good. This is the prince of fucking Iran.
Maria, there's no question that this is the game changer we've been waiting for all this time. The jubilation of Iranians at home and abroad shows how much people were hoping for this moment. And I join millions of Iranians.
You know what's crazy is how many people in Iran were celebrating whenever their own government got bombed. That should tell you everything you need to know about what's going on in Iran. Whenever you have people standing out in the middle of the streets cheering and celebrating, waving flags, American flags, it just shows everything you need to know.
Thanking President Trump for taking this into action and delivering on his promise. We are so elated of the fact that now we have the beginning of the very end of the regime, because at least we are going to see more and more decimation of this regime, which can only equal the playing field so that the Iranian people could come back to the streets and claim their country back from this hated regime.
Thank God.
And that is exactly what President Trump has been telling
Do you want me to return to rule Iran?
To the Iranian people, take back your country. How can they do that, sir?
Well, Maria, this is time now for a very strong, stable transition. I am leading this transition. I have the support of millions of Iranian people. I have.
Keep in mind that whenever they turned off the internet on in Iran, that Reza Pahlavi's like his videos on Instagram were getting like 30-something million views, and after they turned it off, he went down to getting 3 million views. So you could logically assume that the majority of those 30 million views that he was getting were probably from Iranians. That's how many people watch him and supported him.
The people
60 million
inside
viewers,
the country that are joining and broadening the coalition of forces.
And it's good to have those quantitative, like those quantitative benchmarks.
Will be at play in.
I don't know about that logic. I'm sure that them turning off the Iranian internet from the person that says that they're representing the Iranian transition, and then that person randomly losing 30 million followers and 30 million views on their video, I'm sure they were completely unrelated. You're right. That's so true.
That seems to be the trend with a lot of these people. Whenever you're like saying something, instead of attacking the argument, they attack you, or they attack your character, or they try to say something that is just so stupid and outlandish that you can't help but have a second glance at it and be like, what the fuck? Or here's my favorite one. They just tell you you're wrong. And then they have no context behind it. They're just like, you're wrong. And it is like, okay, you gonna back that up with anything? You're not even gonna try? You're just gonna say that you're wrong, huh? Well, what do you even like?
The boxes, the military will side with us, and we have a plan of action and a transition plan. As a matter of fact, I'm glad to hear what Senator Fetterman was saying. It's music to my ears. I always thought that it should be a bipartisan issue when it comes to America's national security interests.
Well, the problem is that the bipartisan issue is not there because the other people don't have America's best interest in mind. They don't care about America. That's the reason why.
Business opportunities in the future, because we as Iranians look at America as our best partner in reconstructing ourselves. The president says MAGA. We say MAGA, make Iran great.
I mean, his name is in the Epstein files, but there's nothing that says that he did something wrong. Okay, there's a lot of people whose names are in the Epstein files. Sure, let's get Trump out of office. Let's do that. Let J.D. Vance run the country. I'm sure his take on Iran will be completely different, dumbass. What is it with these people trying to attack? You do realize that I'd be saying the same shit if Vance was doing this? I'd be saying the same shit if Biden was doing this, if Kamala was doing if we had a president, I don't care what race, what ethnicity, what religion, what sex they are. If they're doing something like this for the Iranian people, hell yeah. I don't care. I don't care who it is. You changing stuff to help Americans, you out there helping a different country force regime change after a genocide? Go for it, bro. Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't care.
Again,
yeah.
And in that sense,
I don't give a fuck who's running the office, as long as they're running the office.
We'll be at peace with the region, work with our neighbors, we'll bring an element of stability, will be good for American national security, but most importantly, an opportunity to be successful in terms of economic growth and what have you. Just by a change that we hope to bring to the table, that will be probably over $1 trillion worth of impact and revenue to the American economy just by.
Well, I think that they should be out of office. I think that anybody who is implemented in the Epstein file should be out of office because they're fucking oh my God, what's the word? I said it before. Oh my God. Son of a bitch. It's where you can be blackmailed. You're compromised. They're compromised. They're compromised. But I'm going to tell you right now that J.D. Vance isn't in the files, and J.D. Vance is no different than Trump. If anything, J.D. Vance is more radical than Trump. So all these people that are trying to get Trump out of office, you do realize that if he leaves office, J.D. Vance, being the second in command, is going to do the exact same. And what's even crazier is that just because J.D. Vance didn't technically go up for election, he's going to be able to run for 8 years. Plus the however long Trump would be out of office. So you do realize that it's a lose-lose, right? There's no way that Trump leaving office is a win for anybody who thinks that Trump... If you think Trump shouldn't be in office, you're going to fucking hate Vance. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't understand that mentality. It's so brain dead. Oh, well, we should get... Yeah, no, they should be out of office because we don't know if the stuff that is in the Epstein files is being used against them for blackmail. We don't know that. That's the issue. We don't know what's in those files because most of it's redacted. And because of that, a lot of the people that are in the Epstein files, even if they haven't done anything wrong, need to be removed from their positions, and these files need to be declassified and done the correct way, which can only really be done if you've got a bunch of people that haven't been in it making sure it's done the right way. And then if, Trump really didn't do anything, bring him back. But there's not really anything in there that condemns him either. But at the same time, he's compromised. He is.
Market being open to America.
And it's because of the redactions that he's compromised.
How much we stand to benefit from billions of dollars willing to be invested into Iran. All that was needed was for this regime to no longer be there. And I think that is something that should be important.
And think about how much money we're going to be able to make by investing in Iran and also working with Iran now. Like, we're talking about billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. Like, we're going to make our money back from this operation probably so fast.
To America and
big money,
and Iran both.
So where does this transition leave the...
Well, there's no they about it. It would be Pam Bondi. It's Pam Bondi's responsibility to release those files. Pam Bondi would be the one going to jail.
RGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, where leadership there is still vowing revenge. How does this transitional government look when you have Persians, Shia, Sunni, secular government? What do you envision?
Well, Maria, obviously, I think this
people,
campaign
right?
is this time something not just to set back the Iranian nuclear program or anything like that. This is like full decapitation of the regime, and ultimately what will expedite its total collapse. The Iranian people has suffered too much to settle for anything less than that. But as soon as the transition plan is put into gear, we want to make sure that we address the issue immediately, to make sure that we have the ability to have a stable process, to obviously lead to ultimately a democratic outcome so the Iranian people get to choose their future government and system. What we need to do now is to make sure that we bring all the elements that can help that.
And this is the same thing that they've been saying for a while. So anybody who's saying that, oh, they don't have a plan, they're just making up fan fiction.
Yeah, they've wanted this for a long time. The Iranian people have been calling for specific people for a while now. It's what they want. It's what they've wanted for years. But like whenever you're being oppressed by a government that's not scared to kill a bunch of people, of course they're not going to say anything. But they all knew they all know what they want. They're just being forced in oppression.
This has been the plan. It was the stated plan for literally over a year. They've been talking about this.
Yeah.
Into place. I was talking earlier today with Senator Lindsey Graham, who's a good friend of Iran.
In fact, they have
people
a plan.
now call him lovingly Uncle Lindsey for his position. And he talked to me earlier saying that he would try to organize
20 years?
a bipartisan
Yeah, at least recently.
group at Senate level for us to present that plan. both the administration and Congress will understand better what we have in mind, and we'll get more into the details. You and I had talked about the IPP project, Iran Prosperity Project, before, and the first 100-day, critically important of how we do that for the initial transition.
Yeah, I think that's true.
I've been working with a number of Iranians from across the spectrum that are united on this purpose. We have the most diverse coalition of people dedicated to that process, representing different parts of the country, including religious minorities, ethnic groups that are all aligned in this national project that we have. So I feel extremely confident that we get this into place and make sure that we can fill the vacuum, and that unlike other scenarios that did not pan out so well, example, post-Saddam Hussein debathification, the Iranian scenario is very different than that.
Yeah.
It's different than Venezuela. We do have an absolutely ironclad plan in mind. Of course, what's critical is the more this regime is totally weakened and it collapses, whatever remains behind is not part of the solution, and they are incorporated into our transition, in the civilian bureaucracy as well as the military and security forces.
Okay, we will be watching all of that.
I mean, again, he's right about this. And so, like, very clearly he has a plan. Like, duh, of course. Compare this guy to Keir Starmer.
Big surprise when you don't have a bunch of people trying to rule over you and your people. You know, you can live your lives now.
What a difference. I mean, compare Keir Starmer to anybody. What a difference. I mean, is there anybody that has less aura than Keir Starmer?
Then how long do you expect your transitional leadership to be?
I mean, it's not even close.
Well, Maria, I think that to be realistic, from the time that we start until the day we can have the final referendum,
it's just embarrassing.
I anticipate a period that
Mark
should
Carney,
not be longer than
even
a
he's
couple of
better.
years at the most. But what's critical is the first 100 days to immediately stabilize the country. The Iranian
Even
economic
Maduro had better
situation,
aura? I thought
that the
Maduro had great
apparatus of
aura.
Governments
What do you
remain
mean?
as intact as possible, so the functioning of the country continues to be in place, while we bring all the components that makes us bring the country to a position where we come out of it at the very end with the choice that people will have to make, and will be proposed various plans in the Constitutional Assembly, which is the...
I really hope that the Iranian people can rebuild their government in a way that doesn't hurt them again. I really do. They weren't prosperous prior to the Khamenei, but at the same time, they can do so much better. There's a lot of really awesome Iranian people that deserve their right to not be oppressed. And I feel like a lot of people in the world deserve that right. So, on the topic of the Epstein files, so apparently, Hillary Clinton went completely crazy in the testimony for the Epstein stuff with Bill Clinton, right?
So this is the highlights, the Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton deposition crash outs.
When you saw photos of your husband in a hot tub laying on a beach...
Keep in mind that this woman, she wanted it to be public. She wanted it to be televised, this trial.
Getting massaged by other women, and you knew that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in some of these...
Like, how are you married to Bill Clinton and you don't know what's going on with him and Epstein? That you know there's no way Bill Clinton didn't talk about Epstein.
And these things that
Man, she doesn't like that, huh?
concern you at all?
I'm here not to offer my opinions. I'm here to answer specific questions to the best of my ability.
When you saw your husband in these photos with a young woman being massaged, what went through your mind?
I am not going to speculate.
After you learned that Jeffrey Epstein was convicted of sex crimes, did any of these photos of your husband with women being massaged on the beach, did it concern you?
I have no context for even answering that question.
He's your husband. Like, what do you mean you have no context?
Okay.
You're still married, Madam Secretary. Still married,
very
correct?
true.
Okay. Can you identify the man in these photos?
Let me
Just for the record, you would like her to identify pictures of her spouse?
Jesus,
Who's
man.
this? This is my husband.
42nd President of the United States of America?
Is that right?
my husband.
Okay,
Yes.
how about the location?
I have no knowledge of the location. I have no context for the location. I know nothing about the location.
Do you know the names of any of the young girls in those photos?
But are you saying she should be able to know who individuals
No, I think what I'm saying...
if she should be able to...
If he's asking a question, it shouldn't be a question with a question. It should just be a fucking answer. When did we allow courtrooms to turn into debates. If you're in a courtroom, the court is going to ask you questions, and the answer should be yes or no. I can't stand this, and it pisses me off when I see this. If you are in a courtroom, unless you've got counter arguments, and you instead and all you're doing is answering a question with a question, you should just immediately be shut down. Immediately.
Asking if it's a question.
Is that
the photos are black?
what I'm saying is that in a normal relationship, you would probably
That should immediately be contempt of court right there. When you bring sarcasm to a judge, the judge should have every right to hold you in contempt and put your ass in jail for the night. They should just end it, put her in jail for the night, come back the next morning and try it again. And keep doing that until everything is either a yes or no answer.
the person that you're sleeping with who that person in the photo is.
Exactly.
You have said that you have never been to Mr. Epstein's island. Is that correct?
I am so tired of answering that question. If you have one scintilla of evidence to the contrary, put it forward. I have never been on his island, period. I've never been in his homes, his offices, because I never met the guy.
And your husband flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane 17 to 26 times, correct?
He made several trips with different legs on the trip.
By this standard of behavior, multiple credible accusers, including Juanita Broderick, who alleged rape against your husband. Your husband was disbarred in Arkansas, lost his license, flew on Epstein's plane dozens of times, visited Epstein's island.
Oh, they're really getting her mad.
That is not true. That is absolutely untrue.
Which part's not true?
Well, there's documentation in the DOJ files. I'm not sure you're aware, your attorneys have told you, but Jeffrey Epstein told one of the victims to lie to investigators, to lie that Bill Clinton was...
You see what I'm saying? Like, they have all this evidence against what she's saying. And the only rebuttal is it's not true. It's just like a commenter down in the chats that whatever you're saying is something that's true and based. Their immediate rebuttal is it's not true. And it's like, well, do you have anything to back that? Do you have anything at all? You're just going to say it's not true, misinformation, like nothing?
There's documentation in the DOJ files. I'm not sure you're aware, your attorneys have told you, but Jeffrey Epstein told one of the victims to lie to investigators, to lie that Bill Clinton was ever on Epstein Island. I can provide that.
Oh, how about, I didn't even hear about this. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Photos in swimming pools, hot tubs with unidentified young women.
It is so speculative. I mean, swimming in a pool, sitting in a hot tub, there are millions of people who do that without any improper behavior or certainly committing any crimes. So,
well, yeah, that's right, guys. Because the photos don't have anything condemning in them. I mean, what did he do wrong? Surely Prince Andrew, who's being arrested now and under charges, who got his entire legacy stripped from him in a matter of days just for leaning over a younger lady that was on the ground. Surely that happens all the time, right? Clearly, there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you think most of the men are like your husband that did anything wrong by were they being surrounded by young women, giving them massages on Jeffrey's private estate or private plane? Are they all innocent then?
You know, you are
Oh, man. This is good.
making assumptions in your questions that have not been proven and I don't believe are provable. How can I answer questions about a person that I don't believe I ever even met, although maybe...
Now it's I don't believe I ever even met. You see, once the proof has been given... It's like, oh, well, I don't believe I ever met them. And then that backwards thought and that voice in the back of her head that's like, maybe they have something that I don't know about. Now, everything she's going to say is going to be, it's either going to, like I said, it's going to amplify 1,000 times and she's going to get angry, which is allegedly what happens, or it's going to be a little bit more I don't know-ish with her language of it went from I've never met this person, I've never been to their estates to I don't believe, right? That's usually what happens when you have that voice kick in. That's like, oh, maybe they have something that I'm not aware of.
How can I answer questions about a person that I don't believe I ever even met, although maybe I was in the same room once?
Look at that.
Excuse me, can I interrupt?
I have another
photos that are being released. If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm done with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home.
Jesus Christ.
And you know what's crazy is because that photo got released. That photo got released during the trial, and she refused to answer any more questions. And they removed everybody from the room, right? But it's funny how she immediately was like, I'm not going to answer any more questions when she wanted this to be televised. They wanted this to be televised.
She is testifying. Can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home.
Jesus Christ.
This is just typical behavior. Oh, for heaven's
So I
sake.
would like to understand how
She's
that's
so,
permissible.
dude.
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
Oh,
no. Yeah,
I'd like to have
I'm
a
done.
conversation.
Oh my God, she's so mad.
The record. Well, the record.
Trying to get at is some context for the public on whether you remember this photo.
Yeah.
So do you recall the details of this photo, recall the photo being taken?
Oh.
No, I don't think I ever knew the photo was taken.
He's happy. Look at his face.
No, I don't think I ever.
I think that's just how he talks. I mean, when was the last time we've seen Bill Clinton talk? Hell, I can't even, like, I don't think I've ever actually watched Bill Clinton talk.
God.
I never knew the photo was taken.
Do you remember where it was taken? Where was it taken?
Yeah.
This picture was taken in Brunei. We flew one night on a trip to Asia.
He said we.
Well, my tow team that was working, and Mr. Epstein was there, and Miss Maxwell, and he said, I want you to stay at this hotel, and I hope you'll use the pool. So I did, and then I got out and went to bed, exhausted. It's quite enlightening. If you watch this,
Yes, it's noted.
It'll
Yes.
give you a different feel.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not joking. The lawyer literally had to snatch the album of photos away from him.
Good Lord, bro. What the hell?
I don't think there's anybody in the
I
hot
guess
tub.
he was smiling. That's creepy, dude. That's so creepy.
I didn't forgotten that there was anybody in the hot tub, but it was big, but it was about.
Well, there's
He's asking in the pool
It appears
area.
this photo, there's a girl over here, or there's someone.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
He has no idea.
So you don't know?
No.
Have you ever
Dude, come on, man. Come
Bro,
on.
he's smiling. Look at that. Man, that is some creepy shit. That is creepy.
I have no recollection of this. Yeah, I have no idea at all.
had contact with an individual by the name of Shantae Davies? Did you ever receive a massage or have physical contact from her or anyone else on that trip?
You've seen the pictures. There was one time.
He knew exactly where she was trying to go with this. He remembers the massage specifically. He knows that there's the photo.
When I was sitting up and I got a back rub, a neck rub.
Did you ever visit Epstein's Little St. James Island?
No.
We have Virginia Guffrey.
Bro, if you're lying, you can still go to jail for lying under oath, man.
Who has testified seeing you on the island with 2 young girls. Did this occur at all? Why do you think she would have made that claim?
Objection, speculation.
Epstein said, you quote, like them young. Why would Epstein say that about you?
Are you asking his opinion?
First of all, that's not true.
What's not true?
That I have any interest in underage.
I didn't say underage, I said young.
But it's still not true. I hate this, but because I don't believe I should inject anything. He never, the president, never, this is 20-something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think he was involved in anything improper with regard to Epstein either. The only conversation I had with President Trump about this was in the early 2000s. And I have no information that he did anything wrong.
Man, fighting for a pardon? You know,
That's
again,
crazy.
like, dude.
Have you ever?
This is just really, that is fucking crazy. How old is this guy now? He's like 78, 79. Guy's almost 80 years old. Man, how about that? Yeah.
That's crazy. The way he just snatched that back and was like smiling at that. That is insane. It makes you wonder what really happened, doesn't it? It's a shame there's no like actual videos. Oh yeah, we got more Iranian stuff. Can we watch this? I'm trying to avoid the like missiles. I don't wanna deal with that. Let's see. Does this have any missiles? Well, this has Vance in it. Hold on. This one does have missiles. It has some missiles. Nothing too crazy though. Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom and then we'll watch the rest of these. We bake. Where's my mouse? There it is. Of course, it's Fox News.
As well as Hezbollah in Lebanon. For the latest on the ground, we go to our chief foreign correspondent, Trey Yinks, who is live in Tel Aviv. Trey.
Hey guys, good morning. I do want to start with some breaking news. A senior Israeli official telling Fox News that more than 1,000 enemy combatants have been killed in Iran since the operation began. This is based on their latest battle damage assessment. As we continue to track developments here, we are looking to Israel's northern border with Lebanon, where overnight the Israelis sent forces into southern Lebanon to take what Israeli officials are calling a defensive posture against the Iran-backed terror group Hezbollah. This posture is expected to remain over concerns about cross-border attacks. Overnight, more rockets were fired into northern Israel from Lebanon, and the Israelis striking back, hitting more targets in the Lebanese capital of Beirut, specifically around the Dakhya neighborhood, a Hezbollah stronghold. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu
Actually,
speaking.
gonna pause right here. So if y'all haven't hit the like button on the stream yet, hit the like button. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. Go ahead and hit that sub button too if you haven't subbed yet. Let me see what else. What else is there? Oh, we have a channel membership as well. You can join the channel membership. You get your own specific emotes and stuff, all that good stuff. If you miss the streams, don't worry about it. Usually the stream is published and it stays up, so you can always revisit all the past streams. And I usually take all the streams and cut them up and make individual videos that get published later on in the day. I don't have an editor; it's just me. I do all the heavy lifting. So yeah, stick around, watch the stuff. It's all good. We do this, like I said, Monday through Friday. All the good stuff.
Sean Hannity overnight saying this.
With these ballistic missiles, these weapons of mass death, these weapons of terror, they're terror weapons. They bombed all these countries. And when they develop the intercontinental ballistic missiles, they'll threaten you and eventually they'll bomb you. This is what President Trump understood.
I genuinely think he's right. I think that these people totally would have used, well, that administration would have used the nukes. I do. I genuinely think they would have used nukes.
And alone among U.S. presidents that I've worked with, he took action. And we're all very, very lucky that he did.
Israel's prime minister making clear that this Iranian threat, it's all connected across the region, whether it's their proxies, their ballistic missile program, or their attempts to rebuild their nuclear program. And overnight, the Iranians launching more attacks toward the Gulf, targeting the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, with 2 drones. The embassy was vacant at the time. There were no injuries reported. We're also following developments out of Kuwait, where smoke was seen rising as these attacks against Gulf countries continue. Now, Vice President J.D. Vance tried to lay out a timeline overnight, describing new details about the plans of the Trump administration. Take a listen.
There's just no way that Donald Trump is going to allow this country to get into a multi-year conflict with no clear end in sight and no clear objective. He's defined that objective as Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon and has to commit long-term to never trying to rebuild their nuclear capability.
You know what's funny is that all he had to do, Khamenei, if he wanted America to leave him alone, he could have just lied and not made more nukes for 4 years. But I think that he was so used to America not doing what they said they were going to do, that he just didn't take it very seriously. And he paid the ultimate price for it, too.
Intense days of battle are expected ahead. The Israelis are still going after Iran's ballistic missile launching positions, but this morning sirens have sounded across this country multiple times amid new incoming fire. Guys?
So, Trey, based on your source, and I know the American government is trying to figure this out as well, but who is running the operation in Iran right now? Do we know? I know there was, they had 4 guys out. In case of this happened, have you heard anything?
I think it's like multiple branches. So like what I genuinely think is going on in Iran when it comes to all these missiles being launched just everywhere all at once, it's probably a bunch of IRGC leaders that are doing their own thing now, that, their entire administration is gone, and they are trying everything they can to not be captured because they know that if they get captured, it will almost be certain death from the Iranian people. I guarantee you that's what's going on.
Great question, and the short answer is we don't know. There are very few senior leaders still alive in Iran. More than 40 were taken out, including Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei. President Masoud Pezeshkian.
So, I mean, if you look at where they're trying to strike people, these drone strikes, these missiles, I mean, how do you accidentally strike France? France wasn't even involved, and now you've dragged France into this. What are y'all doing? What else could it possibly be that other than like a bunch of leaders that were below the administration that have now kind of made their own little factions, and they're just bombing anything they can hit, you know?
Live, there's a top Security Council official named Ali Larijani who has quite a bit of power inside of Iran. But the leadership structure has been basically dismantled along with many IRGC positions. There is close coordination between the United States and Israel to not only go after the launching...
Man, look at that. It's like Pokemon cards, man. You got to catch them all. Jesus.
And the command and control centers. But
and you know what's sad is they should keep doing this as long as the next person in power is going to sit there and do the same thing that these guys wanted. If the next person, like, keep lining them up. If the next person wants to do the same thing that these guys want, put them up next to the list. Eventually, you're going to find somebody that doesn't want to die. You will. Inevitably, you will find somebody that says, nope, not today.
Degrade as much of the leadership as possible.
So the Gulf states are under fire. And so far, I understand Bahrain...
They getting lined up on a billboard like they lined up all those Iranian people on the side of the road. Man.
States are under fire. And so far, I understand Bahrain says they've intercepted 70 missiles. Qatar is down 2 Iranian jets. They've had maybe over 100. The UAE has been hit pretty hard. Detected 174 ballistic missiles, destroying 161. 13 fell into the sea. Do you think it's caught them by surprise that they're under persistent attack? And do you think...
No. I think that they knew this would happen. I don't think they expected the Americans to strike the way they did at his compound. I think that's what caught them off guard. They were hoping that it would be another Maduro situation. And the issue is that Trump, whenever he was being elected, he said he would bomb the shit out of them. Like, literally a quote from what he said. And the thing is that if he should have taken what Trump was saying more seriously. But that seems to be the theme with a lot of these different presidents or rulers in these other countries. Whenever they're being threatened, they don't seem to take the president serious, and they should. They should.
Of interceptors they have in their arsenal will begin to become an issue.
I don't think they were caught by surprise, but this was largely seen as an outlier in possible responses from Iran. It's been seen by many analysts as a miscalculation by the Iranian regime to go direct. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and his son-in-law Jared is unfolding right now. Their crackdown on protesters earlier this year that led to the deaths of more than 32,000 civilians in their own country.
And every time I hear that number just keeps going up. Just imagine how many people they're going to find once this administration is overthrown.
The reasons that this operation began, but the fact that these Gulf countries are under fire, it's an indication that the Iranians are really in a desperate place, given the fact they were hit so hard.
We can't really watch. I think the missile strikes are what are problematic for YouTube, so we're probably not going to watch too much more of this. But I do think that it's a very, very good thing that Trump stepped in and did this. I do. If not for America's interest, for the Iranian people that were all killed for peacefully protesting.
We are back with a Fox News alert right now. Iranian leaders are scrambling to replace their supreme leader who ruled the country for 37 years before he was killed.
Well,
Operation Epic Fury over the weekend. This is only the second time since 1979 Islamic Revolution that a new supreme leader is being chosen. The Associated Press writing, quote, potential candidates range from hardliners committed to confrontation with the West to reformists who seek diplomatic engagement. The supreme leader has the final say.
I guarantee you that if they keep putting people that want to have conflict with the West, what's going to end up happening to them is they're just going to keep getting bombed. I think that it is not only in Iran's best interest to put somebody in power that wants to wheel and deal at the table, but it's going to be in just about everybody around Iran's best interest for that to happen as well. Like, seriously, they're indiscriminately just bombing everything around them, and they've been doing that for years now, and it's long overdue for this to happen.
On all major decisions, including war, peace, and the country's disputed nuclear program. Joining me now is former State Department advisor on Iran, Gabriel Nerona. Gabriel, thank you so much for joining us. So we have a list of potential successors that the current Iranian regime may put in place. What should we know about them?
You know, anyone that is up for actual consideration for supreme leader has to have a few qualifications. First, they're supposed to be well-versed in Islamic jurisprudence. This is going to be the leader of the Shia movement, as well as the political and cultural leader of Iran. They are also going to be insiders. This is very much almost like getting elected as Speaker of the House. These are people who are well known to the Assembly of Experts, which is the body.
All right, we can't watch that.
Was already aware of his potential demise, which eventually happened, and did have a handle in who could potentially replace him. And there's reporting that they were talking about a Delsi of Iran, a reference to Venezuela, somebody who could keep the regime.
Oh, they actually want somebody from America to kind of like steer them in the right direction? That's kind of funny.
In place while still being
No.
able to work with President Trump.
It seems like they've already got what they want lined up. So once they get through mopping up all these other people that are causing problems for other countries in Iran, then they can, you know, do what they need to do to make sure that their government remains stable and doesn't end up getting bombed again.
Do you see any names on that list that could fulfill that?
So there's the possibility, I think it's quite remote, of Hassan Rouhani being one of those guys. He was the former president of Iran from about 2012 to 2019. And he is perceived as having been able to work with the West. But in reality, he still rejected all the diplomacy of the first Trump administration. And he's been considered rather problematic due to corruption and economic mismanagement. One of the more likely candidates, I think, is Moshtaba Khamenei, who is the son of the last supreme leader.
Oh yeah, that's totally a great idea. Let's go ahead and put the child whose father that died in a missile strike. That sounds like a fantastic idea.
He is sort of been
right. Am I hearing that correctly?
The son of the last supreme leader.
So yeah,
he is sort of been playing behind the scenes, pulling strings, and has made a lot of friendships with those key leadership cadres.
And then, of course, you have the exiled crown prince saying that he wants to, wants to control the transitional government, and then there'll be democratic elections in place. And if that does in fact happen, that means that this regime is defeated and none of these people matter.
Absolutely. Look, I've met Reza Pahlavi. I think he's a compelling leader. If there were an open and free fair election in Iran right now, he would win in a landslide.
Really?
And he would bring in a government that's very friendly to Iran. His issue is he doesn't have military forces capable of actually securing any election like that. So that's his challenge right
It
now.
is a dangerous time to be an American in the Middle East and overseas. Here is Secretary of State Marco Rubio on that.
At the Department of State, our #1 priority is the safety and the security of American citizens everywhere in the world. Now, with what's going on in the Middle East with Operation Epic Fury and the cowardly attacks that we're seeing from Iran against Gulf countries, I wanted to take this chance to speak directly to Americans who are in the Middle East about the work we are doing to try to keep you safe. Americans in the Middle East, you can reach the Department of State 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And tapping into your State Department expertise here, they've issued a worldwide caution for Americans. What should we know about that?
First, we don't issue these kinds of warnings lightly. There is a strong process that used to get to that point. And what I would say is this: the Iranian regime has terror cells in every country in the Middle East. In the past, they've targeted Israeli businessmen and tourists. Now that is likely to expand to Americans. The Iranians also have a strong history of going after American diplomatic facilities, businesses, and so they're likely to either do kidnappings or assassinations of any Americans they can get their hands on. So Americans need to be very cautious in their surroundings if they're in the Middle East today.
It's a scary time. It certainly is, but that warning we will heed. Gabriel, thank you so much for joining us.
I've never understood that. Why is it that they try to capture tourists, like people that go to different countries, and what, you think that one person is going to change the entire war of America? Like, you do understand that's not how it works, right? I've never I genuinely think that is what people would call the third world mentality, where you capture one person and you expect the entire United States government to turn tail and leave. That doesn't make any sense. You do realize that even if the president of the United States gets captured for whatever reason by a foreign government, that the chain of command would give, let's say J.D. Vance wasn't with the president, J.D. Vance would automatically take presidency. And the unfortunate fact is that whatever happens to the president happens to the president. There are systems in place that prevent this kind of stuff from hurting people in power. You know, it's not that whenever they make these decisions in Congress for that kind of due diligence when it comes to politics, they don't do it out of moral belief. They do it out of sheer necessity. What happens if this happens? It's called being proactive instead of reactive. I don't understand why we don't do things more like this in anything in the aspect of the government. Why are we being so reactive with everything? Why not be more proactive? I think the Iran bombing is a great example of being more proactive and less reactive. It is.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox.
The hell is this?
There's a situation about the Tourette's incident that's been going viral the past 2 days. Oh, cool.
Come on. Y'all got to pray with me, all right? Bow our heads. Let's go. Lord, I want
is there more about this?
you to bless us.
This is some kind of award for some kind of movie, I guess. I don't know. It's some kind of award ceremony for actors, and some guy who has Tourette's was saying the N-word, and that got him into a lot of trouble. But apparently, there's. What is this? Are we going?
I don't know the way they think of it.
That if people are going to take it seriously and actually get mad at the guy, I mean, that's a little bit too much. What is this?
Hi, I'm Mel Gibson, and as I probably should have pointed out decades ago,
What the hell this is? This is weird. These are all skits.
Is
I don't know what the fuck this is. That's weird. I don't know what that is. I don't really care about that. I don't know what the fuck that is. Ooh. Let's see. Do we have anything new? Ooh. Oh, I love this senator.
Senator John Fetterman is with us.
The senator is completely based. He's the only one that doesn't wear a tuxedo.
I've been watching, paying attention. Senator John Fetterman is with us. Senator, I've been watching, paying attention. Seems like almost everybody else in your party wants to have a battle over, the War Powers Act, something they never asked of Barack Obama or Joe Biden when they engaged in military efforts. I can put a list up on the screen. Why? Is it just because it's Donald Trump, and is the world not a safer place?
I genuinely think it's just because it's Donald Trump. Seriously.
And, I think I summed up my sentiments in just that tweet that I put out. It's like I mean, every single member of the Senate has agreed that we can never allow Iran to acquire a nuclear bomb. And clearly they were actually intending to do that. So are you really committed that? You know, are you willing to just put out tweets and have some harsh language? Or are you really going to support someone's that actually produced that? And now let's look at this condition now after what the president decided to do. And I truly don't.
I don't get it either. I don't understand why no other president has been forced to do this weird shit. It's weird. If you need to, again, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier in the stream. If you need to tactically take out a target using the military, the less people that know about the target and them taking it out, the more successful the mission will be. The more people you have involved, the less successful it's going to be, because there's going to be people everywhere saying stuff they shouldn't be saying to everyone. The less people that know about it, the better off you'll be. It only makes sense for there not to be laws against this. And you know what's sad? Is I can see them trying to pass new laws to enforce this that keep us in what is effectively gridlock for as long as they can sit here and it's like everything in the government is set up to just be in gridlock no matter what. You do realize that at a certain point of just being in gridlock, the American people are just going to have enough of this and do it themselves. You do realize that, right? Just because all branches of the government want to just sit in limbo all the fucking time and never make a decision doesn't mean that the American people are going to just accept that.
Understand why people can't just be energized and just actually celebrate. You know, they killed 49 members of their leadership in just
that's insane.
In one day.
49,
and now they are sinking all of their ships now too. Right? This is a significant development of regional peace in that. So
they've been oppressing the Iranians for well over 50 years. This was long overdue to happen.
For me, it's a country over party. I'm proud to stand with our military. And now I don't understand. It's like, if you really believe that they should never acquire these kinds of nuclear weapons or these kinds of longer range kinds of missiles, you know, and if somebody decides to do that and make sure that that's not going to happen, why can't we all just acknowledge that that's a good thing it's a good thing for the region. It's a good thing for Israel. It's good for America. And so for me, that's why that's stand with the country over perhaps what the base may demand.
You know, it's inexplicable to me, Senator. I don't really understand it. For the first time since 1979, the Persian people, the people of Iran have
I agree with you. But the thing that really concerns me is Trump's legacy. Even up till now, they have tried to tarnish and dismember and like dismantle after he left office the first term. I feel like America would be a sad place if Trump got out of the presidency in 3 years and he wasn't on the Epstein files with anything that condemned him of wrongdoing, and he still got put in jail or condemned for being a tyrant. He's not a tyrant, he's a president. I didn't see any of this awful language towards any other president really ever. These names that they calling them Nazis and calling them tyrants, calling them fascists, it makes no sense to call somebody that when they're none of those things. He is somebody that is looking at America's best interests and really, honestly, other people's best interests. I mean, look at what he did with Maduro. How could you possibly condemn that?
To live.
Didn't even kill the guy. He's waiting for trial in New York. That's the crazy part about it.
Freedom, not under this rigid...
Tyrant probably would have just done him in, you know?
You know, violent, number one state sponsor of terror, theocracy, which is a death cult.
That's right. America is number one. Best country in the world. We out there liberating other countries from their own oppressive governments. Maybe they should learn from this.
People wanted it.
Because you never know. Maybe one day we might need their help. How could you possibly see this as a bad thing?
Taking to the streets, well, what happened to the Democratic Party with this rise of anti-Semitism in the halls of Congress, on college campuses? Where were those same protesters? Where were those same voices when...
I mean, I'm pro-choice. I am. I'm pro-choice. You shouldn't be told what you can and can't do with your own body. I mean, if you can get your face tatted with a dick on it or a bunch of piercings in your nose and on your face, then, I mean, I was an EMT, so the consensus there isn't, well, every life matters. But here's the thing, as an EMT, I can tell you right now that if somebody wants to have an abortion and they can't go to a clinic, they're going to do it the old-fashioned way. And 9 times out of 10, both people die. They're going to do it regardless. Can they do it safely so that way only one life is lost? Or are they going to have to do it the old-fashioned way where both people end up dying because they gouge their insides out? That's the what you should be thinking of whenever you say that kind of stuff. I don't understand that. That's just stupid.
Iranians took to the streets and they were being slaughtered by the theocratic leaders of Iran.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Muppet. User from channel. Either you believe in self-determination or you don't. Make crack legal. Crackheads can smoke. Yeah, that's exactly what it should be. What do you think happens whenever?
Exactly.
What do you think happens whenever a crackhead? You actually made a good example. What do you think happens whenever you go to a rehabilitation center? You get weaned off of the crack. So they give you crack and they slowly take it away from you. Yeah, that's actually exactly what should happen. You can't just cold turkey some addictions, it'll kill you. I mean, how do you not know that? I'm just gonna ban you because you're retarded. Bye. Don't get angry because you are a... don't have unprotected. See, that's another messed up mentality to have. Don't have unprotected sex. You see, the issue is, I mean, if you go based on that, then just don't have sex. Well, obviously that's not working. You just saying that doesn't make it happen, you know? Instead of being reactive, maybe be proactive and tell kids in school what sex is, how to have safe sex. Maybe lower the price on condoms because they're fucking outrageously expensive, and make it to where like it's not as simple as just don't do it. I mean, when have you ever been told something in your life to not do it and then you ended up doing it? Like, come on. Control, exactly, safe sex. So, do drugs, and I has to learn it. That standing up for weakness. It's the temptation. Bro, you don't understand anatomy. Da da da. That's why. Ever hear of a Yeah, but that's the thing, is that if you have somebody that's a teen and they don't know any better, and you don't live in a state where you can just drop off a baby at a fire station, you're going to have problems. That's the issue, is that just expecting somebody to do things, just expecting somebody to do things either in good faith is always built to fail. It's human nature to be stupid. It is. Whenever you catch calls at 3 a.m. because some dude shoved a bottle up his ass that he can't get out, you'd understand that. I have. And let me tell you something. I've seen some stupid shit that you would look at and be like, well, the reason why these people haven't been naturally selected is because of technology. And instead of being reactive, we need to be more proactive, okay? Just trust me on this.
The Iranians may have killed up to 30,000 of their young people. Not a peep on any of the university campuses or complaining about all that. Not at all. And this is the thing. So, I mean, why can't we all just celebrate?
Well, think about it this way. Hold on. Because what you just said, let stupid people suffer their own consequences. Okay. So, I was a firefighter. I get taken out of service to pull a bottle out of someone's ass. And this is actually happened, by the way. And there is another call from our sister station, that they end up going and putting out a little grass fire, right? Now you've got 2 people out of service. One dealing with something that is, one would consider stupid, sure. And then you've got another that is kind of minor, but it's still kind of big because it can evolve into something big. Now nobody is in service in case something happens in that area, which means that it can take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes for, if let's say a building catches on fire, right? A building catches on fire. But the thing is that the other district has both of their people dispatched to something that's stupid. Well, now you got a fucking problem. Now that bitch is going to burn down, and if somebody's trapped in there, they just died because of real reasons. And the unfortunate fact is that because of that mentality, no one was there to help them. And that actually happened.
That one of the most evil men ever that lived in this region have been eliminated. That's a great thing. And then, I just salute our military and what we've accomplished partnering with Israel. Now, if you want real peace, tweets and harsh language isn't going to work, because definitely all the other things didn't either. Sanctions, treatings, negotiating, it's like they haven't worked. And now after since 1979, look what happened, and yeah, that's why I think this is a great thing, and that's why it should be a bipartisan thing. You don't have to agree on everything necessarily, but why can't we all just say the world is better now after?
No, that's the issue, is that people too busy living in like the 1980s. They keep wanting to bring up slavery so they could put down American patriotism. That's the issue. We don't live back then. We live here and now. And what we do now matters for the future of our kids. And the way things are going, it don't look good for our kids.
So
I think that this is a great landmark for not just America, but for humankind to have taken out this regime that was ruling Iran. I do. There's 32,000 other people that unfortunately lost their lives because of the Iranian government that also believe the same thing.
I'm proud to stand with the military. I'm proud to stand with the Iranian people now that they have the opportunity to have real peace, and I'm again unapologetic supporter of Israel, and that's why, I'm just baffled, honestly, why they're not.
Remember, while they're celebrating, there's a mentally ill Karen somewhere in America that's losing their fucking mind and shaving their head and divorcing their husband. Remember that, boys.
celebrate just like all those people on your screen.
It's certainly better than dropping off cargo planes with billions of dollars in cash and currency, begging the mullahs in Iran, oh, please be nice and don't get a nuclear weapon. You know, this is now a once-in-a-generation opportunity. I hope and I pray that the people in Iran rise up to the occasion and take their lives back and become the great culture they once were. Senator Fetterman, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
That's right. We gonna finally sit down and talk? Israel strikes meeting of remaining Iranian. Ooh, well, we might be coming to the table again. Color me surprised. What is this?
And well, we will talk about that. We will. Looking forward to that.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
That's some interesting.
Get to Trey Yingst. He's live on the ground just outside of Tel Aviv. Good morning, Trey.
Yeah, Bill, Dana, good morning. I do want to just start with some breaking news here before I show you the scene of one of these cluster munition impacts just outside of Tel Aviv. But I'm told by a senior Israeli official that the Israelis just struck the Supreme Council gathering where the Iranians were meeting to choose a new supreme leader. This is a significant development and again speaks to the Israeli intelligence about this war. They just targeted the meeting in Tehran where what's left of the leadership was gathering to choose a new supreme leader. The Iranians are continuing their attacks against Israel. Right now, we are in the community of Bnei Brak. It's a religious community outside of Tel Aviv. And you can see where the police and first responders say part of a cluster munition that was attached to the warhead of a ballistic missile slammed into this apartment block. Jeez. 7 people were wounded, 1 woman moderately. And I want to just show you the scene here in Bnei Brak. You can see the amount of destruction behind me. There is debris and rubble all over this community. And again, police and first responders say it's a miracle that no one was killed. People were home at the time, and this entire area is filled with children because the Israelis are celebrating the holiday of Purim. And so just a remarkable scene here.
Remember, these are the same people that are complaining about a school being hit. Remember that.
You can see that all of these kids are dressed up for Purim. This is considered one of the most joyful holidays in Judaism. It commemorates the events of the Book of Esther, and it is when the Jews of ancient Persia were saved by a plot to destroy them. And so this is a holiday here where people dress up in costumes and they celebrate, and this whole neighborhood is filled with families and children, and thankfully none of them were seriously injured or killed by this missile attack. But this came, as you saw live on Fox, in a large barrage launched from the Iranian regime. And one of those cluster munitions exploded, and there is damage not just to this building, but this entire area because it rained down on the civilian population below. Bill, Dana?
Trey Yingst, thank you. I'm sure we'll see you again this hour. Bill?
Dana, there was an awful lot to go over based on what Trey is just reporting there. This assembly of clerics...
Because you know, stopping a country, the best idea is to just attack the civilian population, right? Yeah, they just... Yep, that'll solve it. That'll make them stop, right?
Significant for the succession of the next leader in
I don't
Iran.
understand that.
They would be meeting in the town of Qom, Qom, south of Tehran, marked by this blue dot right here on the map. What the Israelis are telling us over the past 12 hours or so, they've hit 60 different strikes going after missiles and other parts of the Iranian terror regime throughout the country. So let's keep a very close eye on this. Meanwhile, in the Persian Gulf, you got the Iranian Navy, of which they had 11 ships, and this is one of them. All 11 have been disassembled in the Persian Gulf, and they are out of service. And I can show you.
Damn, bro, it's a complete deletion of the Iran military, bro. It's just gone.
On the geography, Gulf of Oman, that's where the Lincoln is, Persian Gulf over here. If you look at this red dot over here, that's a frigate that CENTCOM says that they sank earlier today. Then all these are naval bases here in the Persian Gulf, which would symbolize that ship I just showed you. All 11 now out of commission. Move on over here to the region. These are the retaliatory strikes. That's Bahrain on Saturday. Retaliatory strikes in the region so far that Iran has reached out against, all right? A lot of these Gulf countries, okay? 11 on our map so far. And you heard Jennifer mention the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia late last night. It was hit by at least 2 Iranian drones, maybe 3. And so far today, by the way, that embassy was empty. The American embassy in Kuwait has been closed, and we'll look for other developments throughout.
Yeah, there was I believe the Iranian people tried to attack an embassy. It was an American embassy, and it had Marines in it, and they tried to spin it in a way that made it seem like it was just normal people. One of the guys had, actually, I think a couple of the guys had guns, and they ended up getting neutralized. Let's just say that. They got neutralized. There was like 50 of them.
U.S. government saying American citizens, if you're in these Gulf countries, to go ahead and find a commercial route out. Perhaps easier said than done for the next couple of days with the airports the way they're lining up. Let me move to this. U.S. Embassy in Riyadh is a substantial, I mean, look, you got a swimming pool, you got tennis courts, pretty good place to be dispatched, but not during this time when the Iranian drones come flying in. We'll update that throughout the day. Think about now what the proxies for Iran have been reduced to. Think about this now. Hezbollah launched rockets into northern Israel 2 days ago. And the Lebanese government condemned Hezbollah. When has that happened? It's happened now. Hamas has been neutralized here in Gaza. The Houthis down here at Yemen, after firing so many missiles into Israel over the past year.
Isn't it interesting how so many people try to say that the supreme leader that ran Iran before he was taken out had nothing to do with these organizations, yet where have they all congregated? Where are they all at? They don't look like they're very far from Iran, do they?
They've been quiet. Here in Iran, the Revolutionary Guard Corps, they are under tremendous pressure now. The Shiite militias in Iraq, however, we have reports of them acting out against U.S. bases that are stationed in the eastern part of Iraq and the northern part of Iraq. But this is a substantial adjustment in Middle Eastern power that runs against the regime in Iran. Let's move on over here. I'll rejoin my partner, Dana, over the desk here, and we'll bring in Dan Senor to pick it up.
Yeah, Dan Senor, thank you so much. He's the host of Call Me Back. It's a podcast I have to listen to anytime it's on. I almost feel like there's no better guest for us right now than you. And maybe let's start with the breaking news that Trey Yingst just had about this possible attack on the Assembly of Experts in Iran.
Well, there's been 2 supreme leaders in Iran since the revolution. Ayatollah Khamenei, most recently, until he was killed, and Ayatollah Khomeini. It is the most important figure in this regime. If the U.S. government and Israel are committed to an end to this regime, then it seems that making sure there's not another supreme leader is important. So them trying to appoint a new supreme leader, as one friend of mine said the other day, is like becoming the drummer in Spinal Tap. You know, the drummers just keep...
And it makes sense for them not to want another supreme leader because they have a prince. Iran has a prince. Why are they trying to put another supreme leader in there if they have a prince? What's the point? You have a ruler. Why do you want to put somebody in the head of this administration again than to do something other than to oppress the Iranian people? I mean, of course they're just going to keep... It's the same rinse and repeat cycle.
Disappeared, you know, and so you don't want to be anointed a new supreme leader of Iran if this is what the U.S. and the Israeli government are focused on. I think right now Iran is heading in one of 2 directions from U.S. policymakers' perspective. One is, do you do sufficient damage to Iran's...
Because the Iranian people, they can't fight their government. They can't. And the reason for that is because they're not allowed to have firearms. And even if they did, they're so poor and they're kept so poor that most of them don't even have vehicles. And their government's money is pretty much worthless because they just keep printing it and sending it to terrorist regimes all over, you know, all around Iraq, Afghanistan, like all these other places, that it keeps them poor and they don't have that ability. So most of these people are probably malnourished to an extent, and they don't have the weapons in order to fight their own government. So the longer that they keep a supreme leader from getting back in charge, the easier it will be for the Iranian people to take back its country.
Military capabilities, destroying obviously its nuclear program, but also its missile production program, its drones, and really degrade its capacity to be a menace in the region. And yet find someone multiple layers down who can kind of run the place. It's sort of like the Venezuela model, and have Iran be kind of a shadow of itself in terms of its reach in the region. That's one approach. The other approach is really put enormous pressure on the regime to the point that it invites real protests like we saw 2 months ago to put pressure from internally on the regime, that the regime just can't survive, that there's no one in the regime, in the current regime, to deal with, to run the place, and then something else emerges.
Dan, I want to play this from Benjamin Netanyahu last night. He was on with Sean Hannity. There's a lot of concern about how long this thing goes. You were in Iraq 20 years ago. I'll ask you about that momentarily. First, from the Israeli Prime Minister last night.
The reason that we had to act now is because they were, after we hit their nuclear.
They could fight them if they, it sounds like a them problem. They could fight them if they wanted, if they all pulled together. You say that after their government just genocided 32,000 Iranians. They were going around in the streets on four-wheelers with ARs and mowing down groups of people, and then pulling the bodies into the administration, lining them up on the street in body bags, and making the family members pay to get their family members back. This is the same administration that, if it had not been for Trump, would have publicly executed the rest of the Iranian people that were protesting publicly. They were going to do public executions. Goes to show what you know.
Sites and their ballistic missiles program, you'd think they learned a lesson, but they didn't, because they're unreformable. They started building new sites, new places, underground bunkers that would make their ballistic missile program and their atomic bomb programs immune within months. If no action was taken now, no action could be taken in the future. And then they could target America.
Yeah, the other thing he said last night is that this is not an endless war. He emphasized that. Why is this different, in your view, from Iraq 20 years ago?
Well, first of all, in terms of the military assets that are in the region. So in the lead up to the Iraq War in 2003, we had the equivalent of what we have now in the Middle East in terms of naval assets and air assets. The one big difference is we also had 250,000, approximately 250,000 U.S. troops in the region. We don't have that now because the president has made clear he's not going to deploy ground troops. Now, the question is, can Iran be sort of held together, and could there be some kind of transition without U.S. ground forces there? And I think
I'm going to tell you something. I don't think there's a single bunker in all of Iran that we couldn't bust with the bombs we have. We got shit you have never seen before. We got lasers on our gunships now. Like, there's no way they think that they're going to be able to maintain this government the way it is and not be completely annihilated by Americans' technology. There's no way. In Venezuela, they were microwaving people inside of their own skin using a helicopter to capture to capture Maduro. Like, you can't fight that, bro. It doesn't matter how many hours you train, how much hard work you put into learning how to shoot a bullet. It doesn't matter. How are you going to fight somebody when you get microwaved from the inside out by a piece of American technology? It's not going to happen, Hoss. It's over.
And to over-analogize.
They managed to take out so many missile like launching sites and bases in the span of an hour. Whenever you look at the map when this all started, all you see is just things getting taken out, deleted out of existence, straight up. And even now, they're just being deleted out of existence. How many more missile launching platforms, how many more gunships do you think these people have? You know how much money it costs to make a warship? And they're all gone. All the warships that the Iranian military had, they're all gone. They're done. They've all been sank. This isn't even a war. This is literally just this is a battle of attrition at this point. How long will you last before you surrender? That's all it is. And with them spazzing out like a chicken with its head cut off, bombing everything in the general area, including France, like, I think it's gonna, I will be surprised if it lasts for another 3 weeks. I will be shocked.
What is going on in Iran to the Iraq experience.
Because, like, everything that they have that can launch missiles is being blown up systematically. Nobody's sending them any resources. There's only so many of these machines that you can have, right?
They're two very different places. This could be a whole seminar, a whole podcast episode, Dana.
Let's do it.
But Iraq wasn't actually a real country. It was stitched together, right? It was after the fall of the Ottoman Empire. It was really stitched together. There was this Kurdish area. There were Shiites. There were Sunnis. There was not a great sense of national unity. So the only thing that held the country together was that all these people were living under some kind of communal repression under Saddam for over 3 decades. But once Saddam was gone, it was hard to sort of hold this country together. It took a lot of work, ultimately a lot of time, and a lot of sacrifice from our end. Iran is a real country that predates the revolution. Iraq was not that. There's a real sense of national pride in this country.
We've seen that.
Well, yeah, that's because the Iranian people have a prince. They have somebody that can rule. They don't need this administration to rule them. That's why it's so different compared to any other war we've been a part of. These people have been oppressed. They have these other leaders trying to oppress them to the point where they're genociding 31,000 people in the streets. Like, of course. That's why it's so easy for them to transition from that government into their own, is because they were their own government prior to this.
And so I just, by the way, interestingly, in Syria.
Is that pride from before the revolution?
Totally.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah,
that's important.
It predates the revolution. This is a country and a culture and a history that goes back 20 centuries. And so there was no such thing in Iraq. And so I think this look, we have a tendency in U.S. policy, which is understandable, is we tend to over-categorize and kind of create these binary scenarios based on past experiences, right? And so the debate, I think, until Trump became president in this term, the debate in U.S. policy had been either kind of endless wars, right, and just quagmire, or non-intervention entirely. And that was our choice. Either we do nothing, or if we do something, we're stuck forever. And that was, what he's demonstrating is so far, we'll see, is there's some way to operate in between, as we saw in Venezuela, for instance.
I just want to say in 2026 now, not 2003, but in 2026, if this works, it's a game changer for a lot of countries throughout the world. Dan, thanks for coming on today.
But the other big thing in terms of the difference is you have the Gulf states who are now fighting against Iran. I mean, and Iran fighting against them. That's completely different.
What Iran has managed to do in terms of unifying the Gulf states with one another, and then unifying the Gulf states with Israel. Look, this has been one of the messiest geopolitical spots in the world, going back to the oil embargo in '73. We might be seeing the beginning of a change.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian
Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Get to trade.
What the hell? Wouldn't that be crazy if they actually managed to make this work? That'd be so awesome. I really wish the best for the Iranian people. I do. They deserve it. I mean, they've been oppressed for so long. Like, here we go. Oops. So let's do this one. Let's do this one.
Alrighty, so
oh my god, that's fucking loud. My ears. Oh my god. Okay. So, now that we've finally gotten through all the Iranian stuff and all the stuff from the weekend, we can move on to actually, we usually wind down the stream with a Midwest safety video or a police chase of some sort. If you're new here, thanks for sticking around. We do this Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. Hit the like button. We have a membership. You can get exclusive emotes if you join the membership. You end up on the front of the YouTube channel. I actually need to make sure that that's working, funny enough. Sub to the channel, hit the like button on the stream if you're still here. Like I said, I do this Monday through Friday. There's no we, it's just me. I do all the editing for the channel. I make all the emotes. I do everything myself. I don't source it out because I don't do that. But yeah, stick around.
70 miles an hour in the hammer lane going into Hallway.
In Columbus, Ohio.
We don't just react to politics. I react to a lot of stuff, so it's just kind of...
Deputies with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office worked in coordination with Columbus Police Department officers and their helicopter to track 43-year-old Andrew Teague.
Doing a U-turn now. Up.
Teague was on parole and had a warrant out for his arrest in reference to an incident a month prior where he threatened to kill his brother's family, including the children, and fired multiple rounds into his house. For the next month,
Jesus, man.
Teague eluded investigators, even successfully fleeing from a traffic stop to avoid arrest.
He's got me screwed here. I'm going to turn tight. At 17, if we're not having any luck catching up to him, let's back off.
10 days later, on March 5th, 2021, Teague threatened to kill his girlfriend and her 16-year-old son. A ping from Teague's cell phone led detectives to a previously unknown female associate. As investigators arrived to the associate's apartment, they observed Teague driving off in an unfamiliar vehicle. Franklin County's helicopter moved in for the pursuit and tailed him for almost an hour, but they still had no idea the desperate measures Teague would use to avoid capture.
Copy, he's in the hammer lane now.
You see, like, whenever I hear somebody that has a gun that's threatening people in a household and then unloading a firearm in a household, I immediately see that person and think of that person as cattle. What we should do is we should bring in work camps, and we should send these people to those camps, and they can make iPhones for the rest of their lives. They don't need to be out in the general population being a dangerous hazard for them and everyone around them. They don't. We need to bring back, or we need to have some form of like work camp if you are arrested. We do. I don't see any wrong in it. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to consider these people as humans, then think about the people that they didn't treat as humans whenever they either killed them or did something heinous with their content. I mean, with their intent.
He's picking up speed. Probably about 80 right now. Approaching the walk bridge.
Man, was Andrew staying here?
Yeah, he's small silver Kia car.
Like, we live in a day and age where if you're a mass murderer or a murderer, you should be grateful we don't harvest you for your organs. Seriously. You should be. You should be thoroughly grateful we're not doing that to you.
Did he call you? Because he's in a vehicle pursuit now. We saw him walk out. I was really trying to like figure out how we could do this without all this. I just wanted to like, I wanted to call him and tell him like, dude, just come and talk to me.
Yeah, he's a small silver Kia car. He just switched back to the right lane under the walk bridge.
He's willing to do all this just because he's under investigation? Well, you know he's guilty. That's why he's running.
What's in the...
He told me to hide it.
What is it?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Can you just put it down, please?
Chopper, is it possible for you to go higher to where he is not aware that you're up there still? Yeah, we can go up a few hundred more. If we can go 500, let's take it up. We'll go 2,000 feet. We'll keep our eye on him.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I wanted to, like, talk to him and do it, like, quietly and safely.
Do you want his number? Is that what
I got his number. That's how we found him here.
Oh.
We've been tracking him. Right when he turned his phone on, we knew he was here.
Oh. He just stays with me on the weekend.
Yeah, I totally get it. I mean, I totally... And you're not doing anything wrong. You're doing absolutely nothing wrong. It's just, he's got this thing in his head where he cannot conform to
I'm aware of it.
this normalcy. Because this normalcy to him is now abnormal.
I'm a mobile. I used to be a mobile crisis.
Okay, cool.
Just to be advised, there's a accident blocking the left two lanes downtown, so he's going to have to utilize left or right berm if he's going to continue once you get into that congestion.
Do you know how much gas was in the car?
I don't even know what car he has.
It's a little gray.
That's mine.
2080 is the last four. No,
I have a...
It's a little...
It's a Kia?
Kia Rio.
I think he just filled the tank.
Chopper, if we can get some cars set up...
Yeah, Johnny Somali going to be visiting a work camp. Why can't we do that here?
70, 71.
You want to lower the cost of production and make prices come down? Work camps, baby.
We can funnel them into that ramp and spike them. You guys can organize that.
Does he call you? I mean, did he call you when he said?
He just took it. Well, I think I got a text, so
Yeah.
it might be him.
Anything else in the apartment not supposed to be there?
You're welcome.
No.
I don't think so, though.
Exiting Weber, exiting Weber. He saw the traffic. Exiting Weber Avenue from 71 South.
Think about how many people this puts in danger when you've got this guy fleeing the police like this, going high speeds. How many people can be killed because of this guy's just straight up negligence?
What is, like, you met him?
I feel like if you're running from the police like this and you cause a car accident that leads to people's death, you should be charged with attempted and you should be charged with murder. And every person that got hurt or killed in that, you should be charged with that many counts. You should.
Drug counseling?
We were homies back in the day.
He's not a bad guy.
He's a shithead.
Well, but when you get through the layers, he's not a bad guy.
No.
He's out in the middle of the intersection, gonna go eastbound, Weber. 71 northbound from Weber, 71 northbound from Weber, coming down the ramp.
Okay, so there was a felonious assault on February 2nd, on his brother, and then he called the girlfriend this morning.
Bro's out there hitting his own family. What, you expect this guy to really assimilate with the rest of society? Hell no. Put this guy in a box and keep him separated.
I just got back up to the apartment and the female walked out. She has a gun in a blue bag, and she said, he told me to get this out of the house.
He's gonna exit North Broadway.
Jeez, man.
Exit North Broadway, 71 north exiting. And he stopped on the
hell is he doing?
down the ramp. He's trying to back down the ramp onto the freeway. Slow me down, bring me around, right pedal. He's backing down the ramp, backing into traffic, down the ramp.
The hell is this guy doing?
Damn, this is crazy.
So, he gave her a gun though?
Yeah, he left the gun in the apartment, and while he was involved in the chase, he said, get that shit out of there.
Keep it up, 2K. 71 northbound, and right lane, going underneath North Broadway. Okay, he stopped on the freeway. He's stopped on the freeway now. Looks like he's trying to do a U-turn, maybe. Yep, he's gonna do a U-turn. Gonna go into.
Oh, he sees the stop sticks.
Slow me down,
I was like, what the hell is he doing?
Ooh, that's close.
Ooh.
Okay, he just backed into.
Whoa.
Officers. He's going the wrong way up the ramp to North Broadway.
Okay, now we're going up the wrong way.
Eastbound North Broadway, wrong way into oncoming traffic. Eastbound now, North
Damn, that is crazy.
LT, he is going to kill somebody. There's no doubt in our mind. If we don't get him safely somehow, he's going to hurt somebody.
Coming up to Maze.
You see, this is one of those times where if you got somebody doing this kind of stuff, you see like right here how the road's empty, they need to have a little hair point on it, and it takes one shot. Blow it up. Just be done with it. He's gonna end up getting somebody killed. Straight up. And I'd rather it be him than somebody else that doesn't deserve it.
North Broadway.
This is crazy. Like
70 miles an hour approximately. 6-2, he tried to hit me on the freeway. At 17, we are not to have cruisers involved in a pursuit right now.
oh, what you need is a cruise missile. That's what you need. You need a cruise missile. See, you're not thinking about the right kind of cruise. You need a missile, a real fast missile.
Engaging him. Can you see? I'm not taking my eyes off of him. Any cars behind him? They're backing off now.
Cruiser's back to the ramp. When he comes back, we'll try to.
Where's he at now?
But he almost made it back here. So he got like on 23. So
He may not have been coming back here.
He's probably trying to hide that gun because he didn't get that legally. If he's got a warrant out for his arrest, there's a good chance he acquired that gun illegally.
I do, but then he flipped on 23, went back on 270.
Did you flip my car?
No, everything is fine.
So that's her car.
I mean, he's driving a little erratic, but.
Going up the right now.
Lady, you can kiss that car goodbye. There's no way this dude's not about to wreck this car.
And that's where the victim lived. We're past it. All right, he passed at 70. He's still Cleveland southbound. Pass. Give me next one if you can. When you can. 25th is coming up. A bigger intersection.
I will say this. He says I've never seen a gun on him, but he wants to go out blazing.
That should have been something you said sooner. That's what you should have said sooner.
He said to me, he feels very much trapped. So whoever's going out after him, tell them to be very careful.
Chopper, normal speeds, no marked cruisers that we are seeing engaged at all around this person.
You grew up with him?
We knew each other when we were younger.
Way back in the day?
And we were both the bad kids.
Seems like you turned it around, though.
Yeah.
Well, if he comes towards the way, he comes in. Go, go, go! We'll just reverse the plan. Sean will come up with 15 and 9, and 12 will have it from the rear. He's passing over the track. Got it over top the railroad tracks.
He can get nowhere in my car. It's a 4-cylinder. Poor baby.
All right, he's gonna work through a red light here.
But we're not gonna, like, pursue him and stuff like that. I don't think that's enough.
Yeah, that little car moving. You ain't lying. That little car moving.
So.
Junior cruisers, make sure you back off. If he wants to go to Reynolds, let him go to Reynolds. Looking like a westbound turn on 5th Avenue from Joyce, normal speeds.
We don't have any legal reason or means to hold you, so.
That's a federal agent? Oh, bro, he's cooked. That's a federal. Oh my God. Oh!
You and tell Chris what. So.
Bro
Chris,
got the FBI looking on him. He's cooked. He's done.
That he does not want. He's not going back.
Yeah, he's not trying to. Even though I know he didn't want to check in with
The
you.
local police may not have a reason to hold you, but the FBI probably does.
Oh, that's like the least of my worry right now. It's his own safety, the safety of the community. I mean, everyone's at risk right now.
Chopper, he's slowed down now on some traffic. Approaching. What's he approaching?
Behind that flatbed truck. Traffic's jamming up.
Oh, I see it. I see it. You see the car?
There he is.
Up there.
Go behind him. Go behind him.
He's stopped in the middle of the freeway now. I don't know if he's decided to commit. He's in the berm lane now, 270 north, well short of Broad. Stop. 2 county cars behind him. He's going the wrong way. County cars have engaged him. He's wrong way now into 270. He's about 70 miles an hour in the Hammer lane going into
Jesus, man.
Southbound in a northbound lane.
And he's not going slow, bro. He is haul-assing up that damn road, too. There's no way this guy didn't realize what he was doing. Man, somebody like this needs to just go to jail and stay in jail. They don't need to let somebody... How fast he's going? 76.
Easy now.
Oh!
We're going to be passing, coming up on East Main Street still.
Woo! Man!
Still wrong way, 270.
There's a lot of damn good drivers on that roadway. Yo, W drivers.
I'm trying to stay in like a berm or nothing. See, passing there, passing Livingston? Main. Past Main Street, wrong way still.
Hey, Karen, go ahead and back off. Go ahead and back off of it. Go ahead and back off of it. Let him try to take an exit if he's coming up on 1. Out of smart situation, I'm in 7 eastbound, walking the 27 southbound lane.
We're backing off. He's still continuing southbound and northbound lanes. We're getting ready to approach 70.
What's he doing here? Oh, wow.
He's probably looking back. I bet he's about to get into a bad accident.
Trying to hit people.
K9, I have disengaged. He's still going head on. Fast lane.
Not at the big speeds over here in the fountain lane.
Not going to be able to get off or anything.
We're just engaged. Hoping he takes an exit here or something.
Oh, hello.
Wait, what was that? Discarded tire.
Hoping he takes an exit here or something.
Oh, okay, so it's a tire that's just been sitting on the side of the road, okay.
Over top of 70. He's aiming at cars, dude.
A lot of really good motorists out there on that highway that day. But it only takes one. It only takes one.
He is not making any attempt to swerve out away from vehicles oncoming.
Oh! Ooh. Oh, that was close.
Oh, Lord have mercy on my soul.
Chopper is
Yeah, this dude's putting everybody in danger. He's putting the motorists on the roadway in danger, on this interstate. He's putting the cops in danger. Like, this is crazy. How do we cater to this in our society? I don't understand it. I just don't get it.
We're still high. It's 270 southbound, south of 70, wrong way.
I'm not engaged, but I'm still southbound because there's nowhere to get over.
Coming up to...
I know, right? Them cops are trying, man. They're trying to keep up with him.
I don't know why he didn't take that turnaround. He's coming up to Refugee now. Still wrong way. In the hammer lane. Oh, there it is. Alright, he just 5'd head on.
Yeah, just did.
Oh, code 4.
10-5.
I mean, like, let's be honest here. There are very few people that are doing this on the interstate. Most of them have, like, I've seen speed cars like Lamborghini get away from a helicopter on the interstate. I've seen that before. But not a lot of them are willing to go up the opposite lane. A lot of them aren't willing to die to get away from the police. Like, a surprising majority of people just aren't. This guy should have been locked up in an institution somewhere a long time ago. This is what happens when you have government systems that aren't keeping people in check.
10-5.
Start medics, heavy rescue radio.
Oh, he got into an accident. There it is. And the only thing that's unfortunate about this is the fact that he probably ran into somebody that did not deserve what just happened to them.
He's trying to get out of that car. Slow me down, don't go in too heavy.
Go.
Oh, hold on, they're freaking...
Yeah, he hit a truck.
He's trying to bail,
Go. He's up there. He's bailing out of the car. He's got a gun.
Does he have a gun?
Shots fired.
What the hell?
Fired.
10-5.
Rocco, let's go, Rocco. Get that motherfucker.
Alright, we got him in the center of the freeway, hands up. He's walking, he's running southbound in the berm of the northbound lanes.
Bro's trying to play Grand Theft Auto, man. Jesus.
Got a gun.
County cars close.
Get down!
Man, they shouldn't even... No, dude, they shouldn't even be asking to shoot the motherfucker. There's so many people here. What are you doing? Just shoot the bastard. If he's got a gun, you need to kill him before he kills somebody else.
Get down!
Yep, there you go. Put his ass down.
Get down! Watch it!
Slow me down, flatten me out, bring me down. Slow me down, flatten me out. I'm slowing it. There we go.
Oh, he slipped on that oil, man. That oil is no joke.
You just shoot him and tase him.
Suspect down.
Exactly. Either shoot his ass or tase him. If you're too damn far for a taser, then shoot him. Bring his ass down. Oh, shoot. Whoops. They get him?
Where's he at?
Right here, laying down. Careful.
All right, Chopper, I can't tell if we've got shots fired or if we've got a tasering. Keep the air clear. Start medics.
You good? You good? Hands! Hands!
Let me see your hands! Hands out now!
There's the victim car he hit head on way down here. I don't know if anybody got out.
Damn, he hit that car hard, boy. He hit that car hard.
Chopper, we get him secure. We need to get somebody up to that victim car he struck head on, please. If we haven't already.
Hey, he hit that damn car so hard it flipped it around.
Let's get somebody up to that victim vehicle right now.
I got it behind you.
I'm pulling up. Got it.
You good? You good? Get in your car.
270 to 770.
I got it. Where are we at? 271.
And Rocco wanted a snack, man. He wanted a snack, damn it. Why'd you take his snack away?
Guns over here.
I got it.
I kicked it out of the way.
Got it. I got it. Secure.
For 270 northbound, directly over top of No Bixby. Again, can you confirm medics are rolling? Freeway is shut down right now, 270 northbound.
He took one in the head. I copy 16, 1 minute.
All right, we got 3 cars.
3 cars totaled on the freeway. We need to get them some help.
Damn, 3 cars. This dude hit 3 cars. He hit 3 cars on the highway.
I don't think.
That's 3 people that now whose lives are probably turned upside down because they live in paycheck to paycheck in this damn country because some freak just couldn't stay in jail.
What I can do with a tourniquet.
He also struck that red semi that stopped in the freeway. We haven't seen any movement out of that other victim 5A vehicle.
I did fire 3, but he was going down to the fire. Okay. Did you fire 45 people? Where are they? You got gloves on? 270. Grab them.
I don't know how much of that we can actually watch. I'm gonna skip forward a little bit just to be on the safe side.
I know that they said that they were involved in a shooting and they were giving first aid to the suspect.
Camera's on.
That's on coffee.
I'm hot.
Start CPR on him.
Starting CPR. I got it. I got it, Mike.
Radio suspect is secure right now. We have officers tending to him, multiple officers. Freeway is shut down. At least 2 other vehicles involved in this 5.
Chopper, we copy. We have units and medics in route.
So he didn't go back to prison.
He should have never been let out of prison. Should have never been let out of prison.
As soon as he got out of the car, he pointed the gun and started running up. Yeah, I know.
What's sad is that if the system had done what it was supposed to, which is to keep somebody like that with that mentality in prison, man would still be alive today, working on license plates or putting iPhones together.
He shot at us. Yeah. As we were coming through, that's when I heard all the pops. I think it might have been from you on the other side. Yeah. I couldn't see him because I saw him look like he was trying to carjack somebody.
They said they have no idea, but there's no movement.
Oh my God, out of which one?
The car that he hit.
Is he by himself in the car?
Yeah, it looked like it.
People hurt up there?
Oh, we've got several.
How do you have this man telling you that how he wants to go out, and you don't immediately call the police and inform the police about that behavior? I feel like she should be charged as an accessory. It was her car.
An hour ago. I'd rather have a car crash than a shootout.
And we'll probably need a couple more 24s.
Copy.
1270 at Hamilton. Yes, this will be for the driver of the 5.
I know you're probably terrified. Are you okay? You okay? Okay.
Yeah,
all right. You're not hurt or anything? Okay. Did you see everything?
Right up there.
Okay.
Going the wrong way.
Chopper, your medics are coming in from the south in the Hammer Lane. I mean, it's still an option if he's critical and they need to get him there.
7 is,
hey guys, are there anybody injured in the other vehicles?
I don't know if
up there, there's a major injury up there.
Damn, that car is, dude, that car is totaled.
It's
There's
situations
no way.
like this where I think
direction. So we backed off, turned our lights off, but there was nowhere for us to turn around.
Oh, I see a captain.
And that's when he code forward. It's off, but there was nowhere
I see a red helmet.
for us to turn around until right here. And that's when he code forward.
141. Good. Madison Township 181, pronounced at 604. Copy, Madison Township.
43-year-old Andrew Teague was pronounced dead at the scene, and an autopsy later revealed that he suffered gunshot wounds to the head, trunk, and right arm. A toxic
Damn, guy was a damn good shot. Jesus. Damn good shot.
toxicology report indicated that Teague did not test positive for any drugs in
I
his
don't care if he had drugs in his system or not. If you're driving up the wrong way on the interstate, going 70 miles an hour, and something happens to you, well, I guess that's just natural selection, ain't it?
though a bag of white powder and another bag containing a green leafy substance were found in his pockets. Officers quickly located a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson near his body, which Deputy Severance had kicked from his hand
There it is. There it is.
during the arrest. Investigators discovered 2 casings covered by traffic cones.
So he had 2 guns?
This photo next
He had
to
the gun that the lady was trying to throw away in the bag or get out of the apartment, and he had the gun that he had on him.
vehicle Teague was driving. Both matched
Bro, look at that car. Oh, dude, there's nothing. He hit the car that he struck before he climbed out of it. He hit that car hard.
firearm, suggesting that Teague fired immediately after exiting the wrecked vehicle. The fact that there were unspent rounds in Teague's firearm and that Officer Kiefer reported to see him rack the slide back suggests that Teague's firearm may have jammed.
That fucking thing jammed. He was firing that gun, and it jammed. You piece of shit. That's what you get.
According to the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office, a grand jury declined to indict any officer for any wrongdoing. Thankfully, the driver of the black Honda survived the collision with minor injuries. A subsequent interview of Teague's childhood friend further illustrated his state of mind leading up to the shooting.
And you didn't report that to anybody. Why didn't you report that?
I knew for the past couple of days he's been more agitated, and I don't want to say paranoid, hypervigilant is what I'll use because it's not psychotic, so it's not paranoia. He was always constantly looking out the window, or looking out my window, which, you know, I do it too because I'm nosy, but it felt different with him. He didn't say these verbatim, but he said, there's no way out of this. I don't know any other way out of it. He mentioned wanting to harm you.
Okay.
And he said something like, I'm going to go out in a blaze, and I might take some extra time off and try to
Definitely.
figure this one out.
Take care of number 1 first. Make sure your mind's right.
you can call or text me anytime. If I'm awake, I'll pick up the phone or text back. If I'm not awake, I'll text you back as soon as I can.
That's crazy, bro. W Midwest Safety. Hell yeah, Midwest Safety. All right, boys, that's it. I think we're leaving a little bit late today. A little bit late, man. All right, boys, that's it. Be back on tomorrow bright and early. If you haven't subbed yet, hit the sub button. Stick around. We do all kinds of fun stuff. It's not just politics. We do a whole bunch of stuff. I'll see you boys tomorrow. Stay safe out there. Stay friendly. Don't go crazy, because if you do, we might point and laugh at you if something bad happens to you on the stream. Feel free to join the membership up. Every little bit helps. Every little like that you guys send me helps. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. And I'll see you boys first thing tomorrow morning. Peace.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head, constantly thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag.